The City of Water Valley monthly board meeting, sponsored by Bank First of Water Valley.
I'm going to call the meeting to order, and we've got Jerry Holt that is going to lead us in prayer with unanimous consent.
Come on with me in prayer. Father, we humbly come before you tonight as we come together. We come giving thanks for the men and women and leaders of our city. We just pray that you'll be with them as they meet tonight, make decisions concerning our city here. Father, that they'll use your wisdom and knowledge in making those decisions. Father, we also pray for all the men and women that work for our city, that provide us with the services that just make life a lot more convenient for us, and we pray your blessings upon them. Father, just go with us through the meeting. Forgive us when we fail you. For in the precious name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Let's pledge allegiance to the flag.
Salute. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Is there a motion that the agenda laid before us be adopted? And Vivian, there was
I just needed to add the parks.
The Parks Commission, with unanimous consent, we would add the Parks Commission. Is there a motion that it be adopted? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor will say aye. Aye. All opposed? Now we've got, the next item would be to approve the minutes of the last meeting. Is there a motion that those minutes be approved? There is a motion. Is there a second? Okay, is there discussion? All in favor will say aye. Aye. All opposed? That is approved. Next, the monthly bills. They were provided. Is there a motion that these bills be approved for payment?
I have some questions on them.
Are there questions this is the proper time for that? And go ahead, please.
Page 1, I was just hoping to get 87659 business communications. There's 3 different telephones. Is that's City Hall telephone?
It could be within any department. Let's see, the 875. This is communications. That is City Hall, Police, and Fire.
Okay. And then on page 2, the go-to communications, it looks like it's for the same thing.
It is the same company, but they have different sections that have to be paid out of that.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. And then also on page 1 at the bottom there, the contract labor, the 19 loads.
Mm-hmm.
Loads of what?
He drives the garbage truck when there's not another driver, and he gets paid by the load that he takes to the dump.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, page 2, the infrastructure modernization. What is that a transfer from funds?
That is a transfer where we got that money.
Okay. Page 3, Rachel Daniels has a reimbursement for $2,220.
She paid for some uniforms.
Yeah,
She is at the
I talked to her
complex.
on the phone. Is there not a city credit card? This is standard business.
We have one, but just periodically she uses her card. She gets the uniforms. I don't mind her having a different card. My card probably would not support her but one trip. Because I don't have it like 3,000.
Because that's a huge purchase to be
It
asking a
is.
city employee to be putting on their personal card
Yes,
to be
you're
reimbursed.
exactly
And it
right.
doesn't sound like
And
this
that's
is
what
the
I've
first
been
time.
Let me say this, the Park Commission is now over that area, and so I believe that they will be taking procedures that will eliminate your concern.
Okay. Let's see. There's a 14-inch pole saw purchase for $719.
What page is that?
Let's see, I put page 1-6 because it switched, so page, I guess it would be page 1 after it switches over. So it's,
What's the vendor?
vendor is Four Seasons Equipment. I was
Second
wondering-
item on there.
Yeah, second item, 87695 is the docket number.
Back to page 5 when it goes back to first page.
Probably a lawnmower part, because that's what they get at Four Seasons, or some kind of
Well-
pole saw. They got a pole saw. They did purchase a pole saw.
Pole saw.
So this is for the street department?
Yes.
Okay. It's an expensive pole saw.
The 14-foot one, that's about what they go. So we bought one for our tree service.
But it says 14-inch, so that's why I was questioning it.
Yeah. Well,
Is it
the
14
bar,
foot?
the bar is 14 inches.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But the
Okay.
pole saw itself extends out to 13.5 feet.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
They thought it was safer to do that than getting in a bucket truck or a truck lifted
Yeah,
up of some sort.
Is it further questions or discussion?
Oh, yeah, I got a lot.
Okay, go ahead.
This was only sent out on Friday before the holiday, so I didn't have time to
No,
ask any other questions in person. Let's see, there is a $1,600 software fee. What is that software?
It may be the police department, or it could be ours. What page is that?
I have one, same
It's
page.
right up under the pole saw.
Yeah. Application data systems.
I think that's the police department.
And then I noticed the Cintas Corporation,
That's
Okay.
uniforms.
yeah, uniforms for the cemetery department.
Yes, sir.
Why do we provide them uniforms?
All departments have one.
Why? I
They
go to
just
work in
voted
my
on
work
it. I
clothes.
mean, they voted to have them here years ago.
Okay, so that's a city ordinance and that we're paying
it's
for
not
the,
an ordinance, it's
No,
just a.
it's got, it
way they
identifies what department they
traditionally have
are.
done.
And, for one thing, if they go up to somebody's house, they know exactly a city worker, a city water employee.
okay.
That's
I guess my next question is, there's 2 cemetery employees, but there's 4 cemetery uniforms.
Well, you know, some employees, you know, like,
They kind of,
Doesn't the
kind of go in
service just
between,
keep-
for one thing, but
well, so like, every time at the fire department inmates, we get new uniforms, I get 3 shirts and 3 pair of pants per time. So
Mhm.
I would imagine that, you know, or just because there's 2 employees, you know, they would get more than 1 shirt or one.
I think what
whatever
you're
per
asking
time.
is some of them started out in another department, but they work for the cemetery and parks now.
Gotcha.
So it's actually more than,
that has happened.
yeah,
We
it's
can
actually
get
more
that
than 2
straightened out.
cemetery and parks employees.
Okay. Well, that's,
This has billed,
gotcha.
but we can change that if we
It
need
should
to.
probably be cleaned up. There's Guardian Pest Control and, where was it? Guardian Pest and Old Time, we're paying 2 different pest control
Depends on
companies.
which one's cheaper at the time for what we're having done.
They were
I
both
think-
charged $60.
Okay, well, one of them goes to the police department, one of them goes here.
Has it been looked into maybe combining those to try and save?
Well, that's per address.
It's per address.
So like, so that's the $60 for the police
Per
department.
building.
60, you know, per building.
Yeah, it's 2
It
different
is two
places.
different places.
Yep.
And then why was Guardian paid out from the equipment and repair fund?
It
And
probably
advertising
stayed
expense.
within the same, department, but this time of year, money gets low in certain departments, so we just try to keep it within the budget for that department.
All right, so that would be the same explanation for Lee's Auto being paid out of the training and drug PR fund?
Yes, sir. As long as it's in the same,
Then last thing here, $148 was spent on coffee from Panola Paper.
that's at the police and fire department.
That's it, thank you.
All right, is there a motion that the these accounts be approved for payment. Motion is there a second? Second. Is there discussion? All in favor will say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. It's 7 o'clock, so we're going to go. If there's no objection, let's do this. Okay, Will Carter. 605 Chestnut and 1521 Central. State of Mississippi Department of Mental Health property. This is the property we got. I believe that there is a need for zoning of that property, and I believe R2 is compatible with the property in the area. And we're getting it in preparation to have that property available for housing. Is there a motion that we zone this property R2, set it up for necessary hearing? Motion, is there a second? All in favor will say aye. You're instructed, Daniel, to perform all necessary work in order to effectuate this. Any notices or anything of that nature, okay?
October 7th at 7 p.m.
So that would be a hearing on that.
October 7th.
At 7 p.m.
All right, that will be done. All right, next, we've got Jerry Holt, First Christian Church Parsonage Building. Jerry, come on down. Well, I will say this. This is a joke. Do what?
Kinda like being in the principal's office.
No. You know, my mother, well, I shouldn't say this, she was a member of the Disciples of Christ, a Christian church, before she married my father, who was a Baptist. So she was a Christian before she was a Baptist. So very good. But at any rate,
Still a Christian when you was a Baptist.
oh, I know that, I was, but you know, I bet you got some Campbellite relatives too. I know you, and they're good folks. You have, Jerry, share with us, and they need a building permit. We have some planning commission nominees tonight, and so but we're not up to quite full speed on that, or sufficient, even probably to have a quorum right now. So, but Jerry has come with us and wants to have permission for the church to build a parsonage on the site that was before be a new building. The old one has been demolished, and now Jerry couldn't come with anything that Ms. Reed and his wife would approve. So they're pretty
Right. Cornerstone of the church.
I know.
Yeah.
You want to share with us what
Sure.
you got, Jerry?
I think the board members have a packet in there that we tried to put together for them. The first thing I'd like to draw your attention to is a aerial photo of the property, the previous property, from the tax collector's office, showing that there was a house there on that lot before. Also in there you have a site drawing of what we want to do as far as building the house back on that property. What we'd like to do is basically put the house back on the same footprint as was on the property previously.
In the house, the make and model of it would be fitting in with the other properties surrounding.
There's a picture also of a house which we're using the exact same plans as that house. We have the actual plans back here if you'd like to take a look at those. I have with me Billy Samuels and Matt Samuels with Samuels Construction Company, and they'll be our contractor on building the house. But the only place that we need a variance is on the north side, the Central Street side. I think required on the corner lot to be 25 feet from the property line. And of course, the original house extended beyond that. So we're asking for a variance on that north side.
So you would be less than what the original house
Yes,
asked for. Yeah.
How much less, Jerry?
9.67
Okay.
feet.
So you'd be asking for really less of a variance than what you formerly had. Yeah.
Right.
So now, I will say that we're, hopefully after tonight, we'll have enough to have a quorum of the planning committee. We do not right now, but hopefully we will after tonight, with more to come. But right now, it looks like it's y'all and us. So,
And you said the house that was previously there, didn't meet the 25 foot either. It extended past it.
Looking at that scale on the aerial photo, it was 14, a little less, well, it's just over 14 feet, not quite 14.1, according to that scale that's on that aerial photo. And up at the top of that page, I've got a calculation how that came out.
So that garage is actually gonna face
No.
that way?
Yes, I'm sorry, should have said that. It's gonna face the South Court Street. There'll be two windows in where the garage door is, and the garage will be facing South Court Street. There'll be no drive on the front of the house going out into North Main.
are there any questions about this of anyone? Well, let's hope here.
I make a motion that we accept this variance.
There's a motion that this be accepted and the permit be allowed to be issued under the circumstance presented, and there would be actually less of a variance than exists in present by substantial nature. And so, when you can look at it and make your determination that fits in with the surrounding properties, it seems to me to do so and probably be an improvement
Will be.
than over what that was there before. The one that was, your parsonage was getting in pretty, very neat shape. wasn't
All
it?
of our seals and floor joists were gone, and it was gonna take us about $200,000 to replace all of that, do some other renovation.
Yeah.
We didn't see the need to put that much money back in that house was over 100 years old. It was actually moved from the west side of the church to that lot, probably early 90s, early to mid 90s.
Well, there's a motion, and I believe there's a proper second. Any further discussion? Then I'll call the question. All in favor will please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Jerry. All right, Ms. Keisha Moore, I'm so Water Valley. Come on, Ms. Moore. How are you doing
All
tonight?
right, how you doing?
Good.
All right, so I had to come back, but you know we have, what we came up with, we have 26 craft vendors, and we have 12 food vendors.
Good.
And what we decided to do, I talked to Mr. Turner. She said we can start a little bit down from him where his shop, store at, and go all the way down. We're gonna start with the craft vendor first, right there, because we got so many of them. And then we're gonna leave it open where the bandstand at, so people can have the chairs and stuff, because that's where the band would be at, on the bandstand. Then we'll start on down with the food vendors. And we wanna go, which I talked to Mr. Dunn, a little bit where the Blues Festival had that they stand at a little past Sweet Mamba. That we wanna go for the food vendors. Cause it's 12 of them, so we ain't gotta have enough room to spread them out.
Well, is there a
Talking
motion?
about that lot right next to it.
Are you talking about on Main Street, or are you talking about in the lot?
On Main Street.
on-
Everything is down Main
Okay,
Street.
so you down Main Street.
I think they were just trying to point out we don't own that grass lot that's empty. It kind of looks like we do, but we don't.
No, but,
Right.
no, we don't, but is there a motion?
And also, we have a vendor, which I talked to Daniel about it, that want to do the wine or whatever, and her vendor, they said they passed a thing for that, so I
They
called
would
him.
need to, yeah, I tell
Some
you,
kind of permit or something.
need to, you have to, you know, there's a procedure, then you can tell them about all that.
She wants to request permission to designate the event as a recreation and leisure district for that one day for a set hour period. Do you know specifically what date would it be?
September 27th.
9/27. From what time to what time?
It started at 10 to 8.
So 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on the 27th. And then it would just be, of course, for the downtown district that we've already designated by that prior ordinance. And then, I have that somewhere.
They,
I believe there's
yeah.
one more step.
so they get a,
Here it is.
seek permit, and then, you know, say we're gonna do right.
She needs to, which is, you've got plenty of time. She's doing it more than 14 days prior to the requested time, but she needs to fill out the request with the chief of police, that application. Chief, we're using the same application that we were using for the other event, which, anyway, and if you can do that this week,
Okay.
we're meeting Friday, and we can formally approve it at that time.
We can approve
If
the
it's
district,
appro-
and we could approve
If
the,
it's y'all will, if
yeah,
you will.
we could approve the holding of the event today if we chose, and then,
Mr. Mayor, if I may, there's been no application for this attorney in my office.
okay, well,
That would have to be
She can
done
do it.
before.
yeah,
I would
okay.
need two separate applications, one for the event, one for the leisure district. I have
All right.
neither.
All right, well,
That's what I'm saying, if you could get those done
Get
before
those,
this
yeah,
Friday.
we'll
we
do it
can
on
take
Friday.
we
Didn't,
can,
didn't
we
we,
can
for the
be here
leisure
Friday.
district, didn't
Okay,
we
what's
say
the
it had to be a
form?
501, a
Okay,
nonprofit?
you got the form.
I thought, I'm so Water Valley is already a 501c3, isn't it? You have that paperwork if they ask for it?
You can get it when you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
But just have it with your application, and that way it's all put together.
What 501
It means that you applied for if somebody gives you a donation, they can write it off on their taxes.
okay. Yeah, well, we already, yeah. we
Yeah,
doing
I
it.
thought you had mentioned
Yeah,
that
we
in an
did,
earlier
yeah.
meeting.
Well, I tell you, just Daniel, let's.
Yes, sir. Oh, I told her we'd.
Yeah, yeah, I had already.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, we having everybody to start set up by 6:30. We do want all the police or whoever, they can come down there at 6:30 to help, guide everybody in. If that's not a problem.
I mean, first off, I have to have the application before I can plan anything to know what's what. I mean, without that, and I'm not, and the police department, unless the board orders different, is not gonna direct people where to go.
Well, they'll be in a particular area, they'll be in a particular area, so, so like.
As long as I get the form down there, he'll get it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, well, that'll be done, Friday at 5:15.
Okay.
Now, let's do the Main Street report, Chris, the main thing.
Apologize, y'all. I should have sent this ahead of time. I'll pass it around now. We've got a color cartridge in our printer, but it prints a strange blue tone, and so I printed it out in just black and white for you. It's been busy and steady as she goes at Main Street. We've had a lot going on. One of the things that has been going on over the last few weeks is we've been trying to get up to speed on where all the materials are, both new and used, that are part of the ARPA grant for the streetscapes. That would include the posts, the street signs, the signs like stop signs and all, William Catherine has been fantastic help over the last few weeks in finding those. Some have been down at Blunt Street. Some are up at Mott's. Some are new and as yet uninstalled. Some have been installed and knocked down and had to be stored up there. And you can't really tell so much in the middle picture, but if you look at the pictures at the top, you can see that stop sign on the far right is the one that had been up by the park and had gotten knocked down. And unfortunately, the posts that they ordered and have been using, once they're bent, there's no really recovering from that. So we've got some that are that have been delivered. For new signs, we may need to take a look at that and make some decisions about whether it's more important to have stop signs up rather than some of the street name signs to replace and all that. And he and I will meet next week with the whole list to sort of go over that and try to make those decisions. We've got the art crawl on October 4th. I hope you'll all mark your calendars for that. That has been one of the best long-running activities that the Water Valley Main Street Association has been a part of. It'll be from 6 to 9.
You got to make your application.
That's right. That's right. We'll make our application for that. And then we have an annual membership meeting. It's specified as the second Thursday of October. So this year that will be Thursday, October 9th. We'll have that at the Stitchery at Camille Breckenridge's place. And we'll be electing three new board members, 3 of the 9 new board members. So I hope that everybody will join Main Street. If you have not already, renew your membership, come and vote and be a part of that. I'll be glad to answer any questions anyone may have.
And I've been talking with Chris about the project that they've got on ARPA, and you know that I believe y'all are progressing on that.
Yeah, this is one part of that, but yeah, there are multiple aspects to it.
And so, and the pocket park hopefully is coming along. So
I talked
we
to
hope.
Leah Kemp with the Mississippi State School of Architecture Small Town Center. She says that she has still not been able to hire somebody, but she says that she will work with a student to get us some sort of proposal by the end of this month. So
I think that would be nice.
Yeah.
And you know, what they could do is give us some ease on certain things that we like and want, and then that would be helpful.
I would agree.
So Main Street has got a big thing, and the art crawl is really puts the town in I think in a good light. The work that they do and the signs, I'm telling you, that, you know, they look good.
Yeah.
If we just had something that would stay.
Right.
You know, human nature is you gotta deal with it, and it's not perfect, and you gotta anticipate.
Yeah. Right.
People doing things.
Well, and that's something that had not really been anticipated before, that we want to make sure that we think about moving forward. The signs don't have a breakaway at the bottom, and so again, when it's run over, the whole post is gone. So we'll try to be good stewards of the public's money and make sure that we address that.
So, well, we appreciate that.
All right, thank y'all. And there's a great feature on Water Valley in this month's Mississippi Magazine. So take a look at that when you get a chance.
We have a lot of good things going on in Water Valley. And now, Planning Commission report. We've got some people that will agree to serve on the Planning Commission. We couldn't get a quorum right now, but maybe after tonight will be. James McCormick is one of the suspects here. He has agreed to serve if we can, and then Izzy Thornton has agreed to serve as well, and I had some requests for that. Is there a motion that these people be appointed to fulfill vacancies? There's a motion, is there a second? Motion and second. All right, we can vote on them separately or together, is what y'all's preference.
Let's do it together.
Okay, well, that's what we'll do. All in favor of the nominees will say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? They are, James, and I want your pay to be raised. I'm for doubling your pay. You're gonna go from
thank you.
0 to 0.
I'll squander it.
I know. I mean, I know you. But James, and how's our second pickleball court coming?
I'm gonna be talking with Ben Isham and the Park Commission about that.
Well, James is, the Odd Fellows, it's not odd to do good. They've got a T-shirt out, and they're raising money for good projects, and so James is helpful. James, we appreciate you doing this, and we've still got a vacancy that we're trying to coax someone to. It would be wonderful if he would do it, and we hope he will, but we'll see. So, all right, so we've got that, and we can, we've got Lloyd Lee Caulfield, and then these two, and then we'll check in on
Yes, sir.
some folks, and then we can go from there. Historic Preservation Committee, do we?
Excuse me, Mayor, it's 7. Could we go to the hearings?
We can.
Thank you.
All right, the first hearing we're gonna have is the hearing of 605 Chestnut.
It's okay.
And, well, now, you gotta do them separately. Will, come forward. Present your report on 605 Chestnut.
Could we call to see if there's anybody present for the family?
Well, how about, let's do it, how is it addressed on the tax roll? Let's do it that way.
Yes, sir.
If we're going, we'll call it 3 times.
Junior Earl Neely.
Junior Earl Neely.
Junior Earl Neely.
Junior Earl Neely, Junior Earl Neely. Go out there and see, call it 3 times.
Mayor, unfortunately, I mailed the notice, which is required by statute to go to the address of the tax receipt to 2007 County Road 225. The address is 2007 County Road 25.
Well,
So-
we'll just have to do that one
Again,
next time.
yes, sir.
So that one, we're gonna have to,
I was hoping there'd be a representative here of the family.
well, let's move on to 1521 Central Street.
Oscar L. Hare Estate. Oscar L. Hare Estate, Oscar L. Hare Estate.
Call it outside 3 times.
Right here?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, Oscar L. Hare Estate, Oscar L. Hare Estate, Oscar L. Hare Estate.
Let the minutes reflect, if there's no objection, that there was a call to the tax owner of the property, and no one responded. So now we can move on with the hearing for the request. Go ahead, and the prayer for relief was,
We haven't had one yet.
okay, well, tell us about the actual condition of the property. Do you observe this with your own eyes?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
correct, as you were looking on the property?
Yes.
Okay. You weren't on it, but you observed it first, is that correct?
Yes.
Tell me what conditions you observed about the property.
Basically, there's been no change from the last time. Still no windows, no door. Well, there's a door, but no evidence of it latching or working. So it's starting to grow up
All
again.
right, well, what about the condition of the property in regard to danger to others? If children entered the property, how would that work?
They would be in danger for sure, just from what I can see in the road, from the road.
Okay, and I believe there is, it's overgrown, is that right? The
Yes.
property's overgrown, and is there, tell me about what you observed about, are there trash and debris on the property?
Yes, so that is a change. There's new trash and debris on the property, a fair amount of trash and debris on the property.
Okay, and is, now you're familiar with fires, is that correct? You're
Yes, sir.
trained in that department, you're an
Yes, sir.
expert in fact, aren't
So
you?
much
Do you consider the property to be a fire hazard
Yes,
for
sir.
neighboring properties?
Yes.
So what is your recommendation as far as the declaration of this property?
My recommendation would be to remove the structure from the property. It's the only way that I see that you can make it safe.
Well, we can certainly, the findings that we can do tonight and the action we can do tonight, you know, we've got the due process clause of the Constitution and the statute. So in compliance with the statute,
As you directed at the last board meeting, I did go back over, I mean, I've been familiar with them, we've done it before, as Nicole and Herbie have been on the board. Usually, and fortunately, we have many citizens who love their community, but unfortunately, due to circumstance, have houses that have fallen into decline. And when we bring it to their attention, the family are usually proactive to address it themselves. And we as a city board have had to very rarely take matters into our own hands. I say that because there's been recent litigation concerning municipalities taking it upon themselves.
Supreme Court decision.
That's correct. Court of Appeals, which has been, there's a writ of certiorari has been granted, which means that the Supreme Court is going to review that opinion. As of yet, it hasn't. The opinion on it hasn't come down. However, the Court of Appeals opinion, in my opinion, is sound in that there is a nuance in the statute that says that after we determine that the property is dilapidated, if you do so and you determine what as a board we should do about it, we are to provide notice to the owners to remove or do the thing themselves before we as a board resort to our own.
You could, the property, let's say that the property be brought up to the requirements of the residential code in the area or else removed. How would that work?
Well, that house, I don't even believe it's so far gone.
It couldn't, but be impossible. So,
Right.
I think that action needs to be taken in this most stringent part that is constitutional and statutory.
I think that if the board finds that it's dilapidated and if the board finds that it wants to move forward with the decision that the house needs to be removed, then we had talked about it before about enforcing the liens and judgments against the property, and y'all had already authorized me to move forward. But I think at this point with this current decision, and because it's an estate in which the actual
The owners,
parties in interest are to some extent unknown. Now, we do know from local knowledge who those people are.
that's not really good enough though. A petition for determination of heirship will lie in Mississippi. Now, the unknown heirs, you publish 3 times in the paper and they get 30 days notice from the date of the first publication. You have a hearing. Now that, Daniel, or do you think we are, that we need to, the heirs that we know, I mean, it will, an estate, an intestate estate,
I believe in this route, we won't even have to deal with the estate. We would petition the court that it would be unknown parties in interest being the unknown heirs of Oscar L. Hare. Also, at the known parties that we know, which is Isaac Hare and his brother, Lightning Hare. And at that point, there's a woman in Memphis. We would give them all due process notice, and we would ask the court that we give them that the house be destroyed unless they take action within so many days of the court order. And so we would then have process issued, service over them, and then we turn around and have a court order saying The Hair Estate, you have 30 days. You've been given notice. If you don't make steps to demolish the home yourself, then the city of Water Valley would be authorized to do so with its own employees or by contract.
And you would need also, would you not, to pray that the cost of the demolition of the city be a lien against the property?
Estate, yes, sir.
That's right.
The real estate.
So that would be okay, but you don't think you need well, you would in effect be determining heirship in the sense you would give all who had an interest in the property, the unknown heirs of, okay. I just want to make sure that we get past, the heirship determination.
We could
I've
do
done
both
that a
in the
lot.
same.
Yeah, you can do them both at the same time. I would feel more comfortable if you did the heirship determination
Yes, sir.
and get that order. You might do 2 orders and get that one, and then we do the other, and it's same publication. So I've done that.
Do you need to make a motion to?
You need to declare it. You need to move to declare it a home that is a property that is in dilapidated, the exact wording of the statute.
Uncleanliness has to be a menace to public health, safety, and
That's
welfare.
right, uncleanliness and then a menace to public health, exactly whatever the statute, the finding of the, not whatever, but that's what you're finding. You're making a finding here tonight. You're acting like a court. You're making a finding that it is a menace. And then he'll file, you're authorizing, we're authorizing suit to be filed, matter of fact. And, those things necessary to do the removal of the house under the statute, unless they come in and write the property condition.
I feel good about this.
Well, what would
I
be
make that motion.
There's a motion so made. Is there a second to that motion? Very serious motion. Property rights, life, liberty, and, pursuit of happiness. And there was some talk about property rights too. So, but that motion is made, and I think very justifiably. So, is there any discussion on it? If there's not, all in favor of the motion, let's do a show of hands on this one. I'm going to record, Madam Clerk, that it is a unanimous vote of the board, and I will certainly concur therein. Regrettably, and we would not that anybody suffer or lost that, but it is in effect been abandoned. So, thank you.
Can we also consider a motion to reset the Neely hearing for October 7th at 7 p.m.?
Is there a motion that the hearing of on the 605 Chestnut property be rescheduled for, as requested by council? There's a motion and there's a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right.
And when, do you give a
October
date?
7th.
October 7th at 7 p.m.
Yes, sir. All right. Next, we're going to have, let's see, we got the Planning Commission, Historic Preservation Committee.
No, sir. I apologize. The zoning on the Wagner Street lot.
Let's do the zoning on the Wagner Street lot, and we had requested that be zoned R2. Is there any person in attendance on that? Any person in attendance on the Wagner Street zoning? Any person in attendance on the Wagner Street zoning? There being no people present, we can move on with that. It's requested to be zoned R2. Is there a motion? Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's done. Now,
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're very welcome. Thank you. It's more like Judge Cofer than Judge. Let's see if I can do it. Next, yeah, I'm more like Andy Baxter Andy Mayberry, I guess. Next, we've got the Historic Preservation Committee. Bobby?
I just wanted to bring one matter to the board's attention. Ms. Vivian usually presents our written report from our last meeting, but we do have a matter that's been pending since January on 709 North Main Street, which is a house owned by Brett Crawford. It's up there next door to the Victorian, up by the Baptist Church. Y'all would probably seen the windows falling out and all that stuff. So, Brett Crawford owns the house. In January, he filed a certificate of appropriateness application to demolish the house. Then he revised that and filed a certificate of appropriateness to renovate the house in March.
Okay.
So we've been following him along ever since then. He came to the July 28th special regular meeting, and the commission asked him to obtain a structural report for the house, because he wanted to get in there and he had gotten in there and tore out some of the walls and the floors to see what was going on with the structure of it. So he obtained a structural report from Jason Crum, who's got various engineering degrees, and he presented a written report that the commission has. And tomorrow night we're gonna have a special meeting. Mr. Crawford's gonna revise his, I guess he's gonna technically withdraw that second certificate of appropriateness application for renovation, revert back to the request for demolition. So I just want to let the city know that that's on the agenda for tomorrow night for our commission to hear it. Of course, if that were granted by our commission, then he would have to obtain a city demolition permit and whatever other requirements are for that. But I just wanted to make the commission aware of that situation for that house.
Well, I know you're gonna try to do the right thing.
We've been working with Mr. Crawford for several months now, since the beginning of the year, and have a lot of information at hand, so.
Any question? Well, thank you so much, and thank you for your work, unremunerated. You know, we got a lot of, James, we got a lot of people that are willing, thank goodness, are willing to do it and make this thing work. Otherwise, we couldn't do anything around here.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we're making progress. Speaking of progress, Electric Commission report. Come here, come forward, Mr. Electric Commission. Let me ask you, did we get that grant? I mean, not the grant, but I mean
Trailer.
The trailer.
Should be done, should be all done today.
Well, let me tell you, this is a project that we got, I requested and that our TVA grant that we got last year, we got a $10,000, and we got people to match that. I won't go into that, but we got people to match it, and the school district had to put up a little bit with the matching funds, but as a result, we've got a welding trailer that is behind Kagan's building, so that our students here can have good welding training, and it has 5 bays in it, and you know, welding can be really good jobs.
Yes.
And so it's very much needed, and this will be something for our folks. And you know, this is something that you know, working together, we were able to do, and so I'm extremely pleased with that.
Who all is that open to?
It's Water Valley High School.
Okay, that's just for the high school.
That-
Through Northwest Community
Through
College.
Northwest Community College, and it's
Real
owned,
good program.
it's owned by really the community colleges of the state, but
Right.
Northwest has this, and so we have the use of it, and I talked with the superintendent of education, you know, and he's real supportive of it, and so hopefully
The reason why I'm asking that, the last trailer that was in that spot was a hydraulic trailer. And that was open to, manufacturers like Solero, for example, had, people come and take hydraulic classes.
Well, I think it would be, Northwest, I think it'd be good.
And it was through Northwest that this was through, so.
Well, I mean, the
It's
school
good.
will, that is, there's no reason why it can't be multi-purpose used.
That's what I'm getting at. Just kind of keep that in mind.
Oh, well, go ahead.
Yeah, well, thank y'all. First of all, let me open up by saying that on behalf of the Electric Commission, we want to say, I said this to y'all in a special meeting a couple of weeks ago, but it's worth saying again. We can't say enough thanks to Vivian and to Christy and to the other staff in the City Hall for really pitching in and helping in many ways. And today, Vivian did some big stuff for us, and we really appreciate, just on a personal and a professional level, the cooperation that we've seen to try to get things moving. I want to say also about Daniel, there's obviously a normal overlay when you got an agency standing up in August and you got projects coming, and the Solero, the internet connection agreement, the solar opinions that have to be given on the land down there. Everybody from the city staff has been superbly excellent to work with. We can't say enough. And I also want to say, for the folks at the street department, their help on getting that Solero project going. I gave you a lot of the bad last month, things that had to be done, but we got some really positive things tonight to report to you. And before we do that, we just want to say thank you. Vivian and Christy's not here, and Daniel and others. It's been a pleasure getting this up and going. And I think in the end, give us another 60 days, 30 days, 90 days, you're going to be proud of where we're going. So the commission met 5 times in the month of August. I think the average meeting, David, was about 2 hours. So these are serious issues, and as you well know, it takes a lot of time to delve into them. A couple of highlights of those meetings: we met on the 4th, the 11th, the 15th, the 19th, and most recently on the 28th. Several things got accomplished on there that I want to highlight, and open to any question you have on anything, any action we've taken, anything we want you to
Don't
ask.
get too open, no.
No, we aren't. We're going to be completely open. We've done a few things as appointments to get things moving in the financial house. We dismissed ATA as an auditor for the city and appointed Bridgers Goodman, which is an auditing firm that audits the city of Louisville. City of Louisville is set up much like the Water Valley Electric Commission. It's a TVA electric supplied municipal electric utility. It has a commission form of government. It's about the same size as our city is, and is really looked upon as a well-oiled, well-ran, compliant machine when it comes to how a utility can be run. So when we reached out to Louisville, Louisville said, look, these folks will get you in line and keep you in line. So we employed, after an RFP, Bridger Goodman. We also employed Franks, Wildman, and Haygood as the fixed assets auditors for a limited one-time engagement. I told you last month the city electric department does not have, this has not been under the city clerk's purview. I want to be clear about that. This has not been under the city clerk's purview, but it has not had a fixed assets inventory or any semblance of an inventory. So that's being corrected through a one-time engagement. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that's going to be free. It's going to cost a good, nice chunk of change, but we've got to do it for you to be able to legally and truthfully answer number 23 on your agenda tonight. We've got to be able to have an inventory that you can hang your hat on as we go forward. And so progress is being made on that, and we're moving forward. We're also advertising right now, and we'll probably stop probably one more time in the Herald. David's all you're going to get on this ad for the part-time clerk. The commission voted to max that out at $1,200 a month, but that's to provide needed manpower on the 2 days per week as picked by the office staff when traffic is coming in. Today was a big day. Tomorrow will be a big day with actually foot traffic in the building. But to supplement that work, and then also we're of course advertising for a general manager. I'm really proud of where the commission's going and how we're going about picking the general manager. A couple things you need to know about. Number one, we went ahead and took the step to make that a exempt position from the Fair Labor Standards Act, meaning there'll be no overtime paid to the department head. That's a common practice. By doing that, we save the taxpayers somewhere around $7,000 a year just through the month of August in taxpayer savings. But that is in...
That can go on fixing some of this 4,000.
Yeah, oh yeah,
standing up
absolutely.
in
I'm gonna
wire
get to that in a minute.
replacing.
But absolutely, that's a net savings to the city, and it is commensurate with and in concert with what you would see across the industry. So that's moving forward. We're advertising with, this is not any type of effort where somebody's already been determined or anything like that. There's ads every week in the Herald. We have been also advertising with the Tennessee Valley Public Power Association's Job Search Network. We reached out today to the American Public Power Association, which is a nationwide job search. And then we're going to be reaching out to the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association. So we have gone far and wide to try to spread the word that this job is open and to give people a fair and honest chance to be able to come in and be interviewed and to go through the process. Now, how do you get interviewed? You need to know this. The commission set in place what I think is a stellar professional way in which to do this. We have created a review committee so that all the applications will go to Mr. Latimer, who's the commission's attorney. We don't see them. We don't know who has applied or who hasn't applied. That's not our job. We want it to be completely fair and above board. There'll be a review committee of 4. The head of Oxford Electric Company, which is our neighbor and another municipal electric. The head of Louisville Electric, which I mentioned earlier is kind of our analogous sister city in the same form of government that we have. Mr. Brad Robinson, who is the general manager at Tallahatchie Valley Electric Power Association. And then Miss Bernadette Martin, who is the human resources manager for the Tennessee Valley Public Power Association. Those 4 individuals will look at these and see who merits the commission's attention to move forward to the process. We wanted to have the appropriate catches in there to ensure that as this general manager comes forward, whoever it is and from wherever they are, that there is the appropriate professionalism, honesty, and most importantly, transparency as to how that process goes. We expect to take applications through the 18th of this month. We'll see how many come in. We may do another round. We're going to be very clear about this. We are deliberately being slow to hire. This is a very important job. This is a job that is very important to the future of the city and the implications to taxpayers. And we're going to take our time in the meantime to get that right. Commission also just last week voted to hire Ms. Kelly McGee on a contract basis, capped at a maximum of $25,000 per year. Ms. McGee will be performing assistance to the auditors who are coming in. If you saw these contracts that we saw, the audit hours cost us about $225 to $250 an hour for the audits. Ms. McGee will be coming in on a contract basis, capped out at $25,000 a year to be performing comptroller services between now and when we complete that audit and through fiscal year 2026, obviously that begins October 1st. Yeah, I was going to say, she spent 20 years in the investigative division of the Office of the State Auditor first. Secondly, she was a comptroller for Lafayette County. And lastly, she retired finally from public service as the county administrator for Panola County. Extremely qualified, maybe one of the most qualified individuals in the state to come in and perform these services for us over the next 6 months, which is obviously a very infant time as we're building a budget going into a new fiscal year. We want to make sure that's done right. This all within the spending budgets is there today. I've got even better news about the budget as we get on down through this. But Ms. McGee actually came today, started today, and we, Vivian's, I won't say suggestion, but we kind of took your order from this, Vivian. We went ahead and contracted through commission order to purchase the software from BBI for budgeting and all the fixed assets so that we are able to fully integrate with the work that the city's doing. Currently, the electric department's books are being done on QuickBooks, which is not really optimal for governmental accounting when you've got to comply with state audits. So we're mirroring the BBI system, which is very common. Cities all over the state using. Vivian, thank you for helping us get a hold of Larry. On Thursday, the 21st of August, the commission had a site visit from Mississippi State University, individuals from the Paul Jacob High Voltage Lab, the Bagley College of Engineering, and the Stennis Institute of Government. We spent about an hour and a half with Dr. Green, Dr. Breen, and Dr. Wallace, all of whom are heading up initiatives at Mississippi State University related to what can be done to help small town municipal electric companies like Water Valley. I'll talk to you a minute about some recommendations that came out of that. But a very good site visit. They're taking us on as a case study in their coursework right now with students in the high voltage lab to look at the fact we've got one connection And what can we do in engaging these academic institutions to come in and help us? One of the ideas that we hope to grow out of this, at no cost to the taxpayers, hopefully, in the budget, is to have a end of education, if you will, a 4-year engineering student in the electrical engineering program at the Bagley College of Engineering at Mississippi State that would actually come under the co-op program to the Water Valley Electric Department. So we would have an in-house engineer where we would be responsible, hopefully through foundation money and private fundraising, again, hoping not to take a dime of public funds to do this, that would be on site for an entire year, working out small projects with the electric department, saving us fees that we're having to pay to our contract engineer, but also giving us a pipeline for new employees. And that's where a lot of cities and electric co-ops have built their workforce over the time, is bring folks in while they're in college, get them interested in the operations of that system, and they naturally then come in to be an employee when the time gets right. We're very, very excited about that, and very excited about the recommendation I'm going to talk to you in a minute about that came out of that site visit. We spent a long time with them on that day. The mayor came by to visit with them also. On Friday the 22nd, the next day, the commission met with Mr. Tom Chain, who is the as the Division Director of Technical Assistance for the Office of the State Auditor, for about an hour and a half training. We were joined by Robert Mays, the Chairman of the Parks Commission, and Ms. Jessie Gerner for about an hour and a half on everything related to what we need to be doing to ensure compliance, strict compliance with the law when it comes to handling cash, when it comes to marking vehicles, when it comes to all the things that some may see as silly, but you and I know are requirements in the law, and really speak to the type of professionalism we want this department to display to the customers that own it, and not, albeit notwithstanding the fact it's the law and we've got to go by it. But we want to get to a point that we're at 100% compliance, and we're doing that at warp speed. It was a very good meeting, and appreciate again the Park Commission joining us, and appreciate Kagan Coggan for letting us use the conference room for it. On the 27th, myself, Fire Chief Mark McGavick, Kagan Coggan, and Commissioner Barry Weeks traveled down for a visit with the United States Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. That was mainly to talk about programs that would be available for the electric department for funding. The new rural development director is Dane Maxwell, who was Southern District Public Service Commissioner during the last 4 years that I was Northern District Public Service Commissioner. Dane was appointed by the President recently to take that job, and is going to be coming to Water Valley with his staff in mid-October to do a site visit to look at all the projects that could be available for funding through USDA. I'm not here to talk about the fire department, ain't my business, but one of the things was, could there be funding items that could help with the purchase of a fire truck? But I think Mark would, if he reports on this, would categorize that as a fantastic meeting, and to the point that they're coming to Water Valley.
Maybe police car as well.
Maybe police car, any public facility, any public item that's bought, they have certain ways they can grant funds. On the Solero project, as I mentioned last time we met, we're a little bit under the gun, but we're proud to say now we can take a little bit of a breath on the backup project that's got to be in service by the 31st of October, or yet we risk the grant funds. As of right now, the dirt pad has been done. Thank you again to the city. Also, thank you to Supervisor Casey Washington, who's providing the rock at no cost to the electric department for the gravel and the 2 different sizes of rock that have to be put in for this facility. That's a 45,000-pound transformer that's got to be moved from the chicken plant down there, and we're in the middle of getting quotes on that right now. But the pad's done, the concrete's been poured, it's cured. The next 3 things that are left to be done is the transformer to be moved. We took quotes today from a crane company to do that. We have 2 pieces of paperwork that are held out. One is an interconnection agreement between the City of Water Valley Electric Commission and the Tallahatchie Valley Electric Power Association. Our lawyers and their lawyers have batted that around. We think we've got reciprocal language in there that protects both parties, but then it has to go through also a Tennessee Valley Authority appropriation agreement that we will sign. But all of that is in total. I'm really happy to report this has been at warp speed. When I stood before you a month ago, we had almost nothing done. We're to the point now, as soon as a crane can move it, we're headed that way, and we are out of the danger zone of losing that funding.
Let me say this: we had paid for them. We ordered them 2 years. We ordered them 2 years ago. The city did.
2 years, 9 months.
And they got them. They got them here. but getting them here and installing them, two different things.
Yes, sir. And
So,
we
faith without works is dead.
Yes, sir. And we did not want to let any dust gather, so that's been moving. To the Tallahatchie Valley Fiber Project, update on that. I promise you I'm going through these as quick as I can. But as you know, we've met 5 times. We've done a lot. You've seen a lot of pole replacements around town. We're continuing that. That is wrapping up. We are in the short rows, to use a farming analogy. We're in the short rows of that. We did strike an agreement with them. You need to know this because your constituents are affected. We did strike an agreement with them to not shut off power until everyone's gone to work or gone to school in the morning or after lunch. So the shut-offs for these pole replacements that are being done, we're trying to find the most optimum time that has the least impact on a family or a business to do this. Sometimes it doesn't work out perfectly, but we're working like the dickens to ensure that we, as much as we can, have the least impact and at least inconvenience to citizens as possible. That's wrapping up and they're making good progress. We'll accept bids on the 16th of this month in a separate contract using the legislative appropriation funds the mayor helped direct during his past political career for a separate pole replacement bids that will inspect, treat, and remove or replace all the poles that need to be. That's going to be a Herculean, huge effort. We're talking about probably about 150 poles or more that are going to come out. It's got to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It's got to happen. These poles in some places are brittle, can snap overnight, and you got the whole town out. Now we're not going back. My wife tells me all the time there's a reason the windshield's bigger than the rear view mirror. We're not looking back, we're looking ahead. But these are the type of maintenance ideas that we've got to get a handle on going forward. They're not going to be free, but if we do something on them every year in the budget, we won't get in this shape again. We'll take bids on that on the 16th on a per unit basis. And to be perfectly honest with you, we're going to use that money till it's bone dry to get this done. That's the purpose it was sent here for, and the fiber has to be attached to the poles, and the commission has found in its minutes that this is appropriate based on the language in the legislature and through the DFA.
Fiber is coming.
It's coming.
It's coming quick.
Also on bidding, we're bidding out electric line construction on a per unit and equipment hour basis. So this is sort of would be a master contract where right now, instead of being beholden to any one contractor for line construction or equipment hours, we will have a bid on file that says that for the use of a backhoe or a bulldozer or an extra digger derrick truck, whatever it needs to be, there's a bid, succinct, per hour rate that can be justified, and we know what it is. It's predetermined, and that's not only is the legal way to do things, we think it's going to be a very cost-effective way to cut down on the money that's been spent over time when we don't have that bid out. So we're in the process of doing that. As a part of our site visit with Mississippi State, something came out very clear is there's a lot of work to be done that is just ancillary to the transformer, but important on Gore Avenue. One is the control room down there is very antiquated. If you remember back when the power out, I was still public service commissioner at the time and got all the calls, including from you, on three-way with people. I don't know if you still do that. And and I got those calls, and this control room will enable us with the upgrades that we're planning to be able to remotely control that from anywhere on the globe if something were to go wrong. Right now, you have to manually go down and do the work within the system.
It's the best 1938 system.
Yeah, exactly. It's the best one available when Pearl Harbor was attacked. Okay, back in World War II.
It's getting old.
Getting old then. But we're making those needed upgrades. That was a recommendation that came straight out of our visit from Mississippi State. Some other things that are simple. When Dr. Wallace walked in here, he said, "This is not climate control. You've got all the real brains and guts of this electric system in which it's not climate control." So we're using part of the legislative appropriated funds to go in and get a mini split put in there to keep it temperature controlled, to ensure that this software, hardware, and all the things related to it is properly taken care of. Paint the building with reflective paint to keep the heat down. Also on the transformer, there are fans on it. The fans keep the transformer obviously breathing, if you will. There's about, don't hold me to this, but somewhere around 9 out of the 12 are not working, have not been working for a long time. Now that doesn't affect our ability to serve power to load. But what it does cost us, you remember you've heard me talk about line loss, 6.2% where we're losing power. That's a huge contributing factor to the amount of power we're losing, because that transformer, when it gets hotter than it should be, we start losing electricity, so you might as well see dollars flying out the top of it. So we're in the process now of getting Mr. Atwell to get specs ready, bids ready, to get all of that done. Also on line loss, 3-phase meters, we've got about 50 around the city that are left to be put out. These are time consuming. And I would remind you, we only have 4 people in the field right now. So we're trying to do a lot with a few, and we will, and we are. But it will call for times for us to do contracts for things like these 3-phase meter replacements. We're in the process of getting that ready to go. Moving on. Mid-September, we'll roll out the smartphone app and the online payment portal so that citizens anywhere, anytime can pay their electric bill. And because we collect the water, sewer, and sanitation, I was going to say transportation, the water, sewer, and sanitation, it'll all come in. Citizens can do that anywhere, anytime. One good thing we would like to tell you is we think that by Christmas, if it all works out, should be, that also citizens, if they don't want to do that, will be able to go to both Dollar Generals and Family Dollar, take a QR code, add $1 to their bill, and pay their bill as long as that store is open. So if they don't want to use a smartphone app, they'll have the ability to go into Dollar General, either one, or Family Dollar, and pay their utility bill, which we think will help lead to a lot of, nothing else, it adds to the customer's experience. That's who we work for, as y'all work for citizens or the people. We are in the process to uniforms. None of our employees have uniforms. That's a concerning thing to us because we do have a lot of interface knocking on doors, reading meters, that sort of thing, and we're in the process of spending the money to get all of our employees in appropriate uniforms, appropriate attire, so that they can be recognized as government employees. One thing I would ask for some action on tonight, if you don't mind, and Vivian brought this point up, the commission voted on Thursday night to combine the sets of bank accounts that are held at Bank First right now that are non-specific, Mayor, to legislatively appropriated dollars. There's an old account, Vivian, you stop me if I'm telling a story now. There's an old account that's $8,000 in it. Nobody can tell you where it came from or why it's set aside. There's no problem with it. There's a substation account, which has essentially been a transfer in, transfer out account. There's an operating account, mainly out. There's an operating account that is where our bills come out of. And lastly, there is our regular, there is an AMI account. The AMI account's got around $45,000, a little less in it. The operating account had $400,000 in it, but we had to make transfers because, again, the TVA bill. And then our operating account's about $400,000, and the special account's about $8,000. Vivian made a good point today when we were talking about this, is we may want to just ratify, the commission voted to merge those to one. They would all still be interest bearing, but rather than having 4 bank statements, you got one. They serve no statutory purpose to be held out. So there's not a legal reason that they were separated. I think probably back when it was done, it was just to be able to line item it. So I would, Mayor, if it's okay, I've got a few more things to report on, but
tell them about the clearing of the line and how the folks are going to get notice of that.
Yes, sir. We'll get that. Can we just note in the minutes that we informed them of that? There was no objection. I don't know if we have to have a vote, but
well, they got no problem.
Consolidation of bank accounts.
Yeah, we can note it. Legally, it's under our authority now.
Make sure it's in the county, the depository.
Yeah,
you've got approved depository.
Yeah, it's the same. It's all at Bank First. It's just, this is just getting it so that we don't have to make those transfers to cover bills. It's just a little common sense measure. Okay, clearing the lines. Mayor asked me to speak on that. That'll start. Looks Good Services begins in 2 weeks. We plan to have a pre-construction meeting. You are all invited. You're going to serve wards, and Herbie, you got the whole city. But as these come about, if you've got questions, I will do my best to remember to reach out to you. But if in 2 weeks you see these trucks or anything we can do to be helpful, let us know. We're going to do a couple of things. What's that old country song? This ain't my first rodeo. I spent 16 years dealing with this. I know the calls are coming about trees being cut, about people being upset about a limb being cut. That's natural, and we expect it, and they could be right. But we're going to try to get ahead of that with Facebook posts, maybe some videos and some graphics to say that if it's your neighborhood, we're coming to Clay Street on this day. If it's Mounds Pleasant, Robert, it'll be on this day. We're going to do our dead level best to push that content out so that people know that they're coming. One key point the public needs to understand is the contractor will be responsible for removing that brush. So it will not be the city of Water Valley, it will not be the electric commission employees, it will be the contractor who looks good services that will get that in and get that out. For a reference point, this is almost 41 miles of right of way. This is a huge effort. It's not just to keep outages down. One of the key things costing us money each year that we're wasting going and coming is because these lines are, these limbs are on these lines and they're conducting electricity and we're not metering it. So this is gonna have multi-phase benefits. One, is gonna get them cleaned off. Two, we're gonna stop some of this line loss. But we're gonna do our best to get the word out early. We've also instructed, we're getting door hangers printed. We're gonna have one. Mr. Leard is going to take it upon, well, I'll say take it upon himself, we told him to do it, but he's been kind to be a team player, and we're going to go out, and as these routes start out, maybe a day, couple of days ahead of time, we're going to put door hangers on every door saying contractors are coming to your neighborhood. They're going to be cleaning off these lines, and we're trying to get ahead of it to tamp down any complaints you would get or we would get ahead of that. A couple more items, and I promise I'm going to sit down. Chief Mangum's been so kind to work with us, and I want to brag on them a minute. Their officers on night shift have been doing it, but have stepped it up even more in the last couple of weeks. And we're going to be announcing probably in a week a street safe initiative where the city police department at night has been marking. If you see caution tape or police tape around a pole, that means that a police officer from the city of Water Valley in the middle of the night in patrolling has tagged that pole as the street light being out. They're going to start reporting those weekly, and we're going to do our best to repair them within a week of getting the notice. Now, weather permitting, there could be a lot of stuff happening, but our goal, if you don't try, you're never going to get there. If you don't set a goal, you're never going to hit it. So we're going to be working to really increase that, and if there are areas of town that need street lights added, we're going to expedite those requests to the chief of police, but get these street lights fixed to increase visibility and public safety around the city.
And transfer to LED lights.
And transfer to LED eventually. The issue we've got right now, this took up half the commission meeting the other night, we've got about $6,500 worth of inventory still at the plant that are the old vapor bulbs. So we're not made of enough money to be able to throw them in the trash. So we're going to use up what's there. And once that inventory is gone, start the conversion all to LED. But we feel you would be mad at us if we took those lights and just threw them in the trash. They got some use, and we're going to put them to work. Grant applications are in to the Delta Regional Authority for $2 million. We've matched that with $400,000. Y'all authorized that. We are applying by October 1st to the Mississippi Development Authority for $1 million. Y'all authorized that, and we appropriated the $326,000, Mayor, from the funds you got for the city. Joint cost study. So this is where we share services with the city. You share services with the electric department. This is a line item in our budget that costs us about $55,000 a year, including $148 a month rent we have to pay to the city to have a desk in there. Now, that's not your fault. You weren't here long ago when this was set, but I think for the interest of everybody, we've got to initiate a new study. Things have changed in 12 years, and how these funds flow is going to be integral of making sure we just know what's going on. So we're in the process of TVA doing that. One of the items that the commission asked for me to specifically mention is the fact that right now we're paying $1,751 a month in this joint cost study for dispatching fees. Chief Mangum mentioned, and both chiefs I think know about this. We're looking to move to an automated system where a citizen would be able to text or call an automated 833 number that would automatically alert our employees and would gather information as that lineman is being dispatched out. So rather than right now, let me tell you how it works today. Your power goes out tonight at 10 o'clock. If you don't have somebody's cell phone number on the electric commission or the staff, you call 911, tying up a 911 line, which we all know is not good practice, to say my power's out. They then dispatch out somebody, whoever's on call from the electric department. When the electric department responds to the scene, they look at what meters are affected. They have to take time from there, call back to 911, and tie up that dispatcher again to say this house, if they call in, they're affected. This is all a result of not having an automated system, unlike every other modern utility. So we got to get past that. It's taking up time, it's taking up effort, and it's costing a lot of money. So we're looking to move forward with a proposal from a company called Hometown Grid. They do this all over the United States. It is an automated AI-based system. So if, Nicole, if your power goes out, Alder Lady Folsom, I should say, you can text and it'll automatically say, okay, we've got your address, and it will talk back to you the whole time while it is dispatching out that lineman. When the lineman arrives on the scene, rather than calling back and going through this litany of dispatching calls, it will automatically populate a publicly available map that shows everybody's power that's out, so that they automatically, if they call in, they get the same notification. And as that lineman completes his task, wraps it up, whatever, it's communicating back, and it can do this from 2 customers to 2,000 all at one time. It communicates back automatically, and it serves a work order ticket. So it's going to greatly diminish the electric department's need to rely on dispatching as we've known it in the past. So that is something we're going to be working toward, that we may be coming back to you with once we sign the contract, but it may adjust what we actually are needing for dispatching.
We might have a joint effort on some of that.
It's a good thing. All right, lastly, but almost lastly, but last, a big item is our budget. Look, y'all ask me to come every month, I'm here. Just trying to do my job at this great pay of $0. Our budget. Couple things I want to report to you tonight I think will give you a big sigh of relief. First of all, in working our budget so far, there is no anticipated rate increase for fiscal year 2026. Electricity rates will not be going up. The commission has taken the attitude that it would be fiscally irresponsible to willy-nilly go in and raise power rates at a time in which we cannot honestly and clearly communicate to the public what savings can be achieved. That's the wrong attitude and the wrong take in public responsibility. That's the easy path. The easiest thing would be go in and raise rates. It's the wrong thing to do. Right now, we've got to figure out how to live within our means. Y'all have been extremely wonderful to work with, the mayor has, and I want to say this. It is historic, the fact that y'all are moving back off of the payment in lieu of taxes to the degree that you are. That's not something that happens. And I want to salute every one of you for taking the leadership to get that done, Daniel. I really mean that. No other city that I can find has ever gotten to the point we were and proactively taken the step to move back. And that is a testament to the leadership around this table and seeing the problem. And in recognition of your efforts to take that step, we want to take the same steps in prudency and honesty and transparency, so that you see that we're not just going out here asking you for more money and not trying to do more with what is given. So we're going to be scrimping. We're going to be saving. We're going to be cutting everything that looks like fat out of the budget. But we also have obligations that we've got to make. So there will be no proposed rate increase in our budget. We are looking to double the training budget that is existing as it is right now. We feel like, and the commission has said, that the most important thing we can do right now among all of the staff at that electric commission and any new staff that's coming on is have the most well-qualified, well-trained, in-service hour type of training that is available. It is not sufficient in the year 2025 to be certified 5 years ago and never attend another training module. It doesn't work. Herbie, you know that in the fire service. You know, everybody that's been involved in this knows. It is important that we put an emphasis and put our money where our mouth is, and by doing this on training, we feel like it's very important. We're going to invite the commissioners to go for training and make sure that we're doing the things in which we have to do. One of the items that is a stickler that we are going to have to deal with is that overtime pay right now in the electric department costs the taxpayers $70,000 a year. I want to say that again. Overtime, under the current policy, costs taxpayers $70,000 a year. It's $4,000 plus the 27% fringe of retirement, Medicare, Social Security, and others. So we can't just look at the $54,000. We've got to add the 27 to it for budgeting purposes. Now, that's not your problem to solve. That's our problem to get a handle on. But just know we're going to be looking at that. There's things we can't predict, storms, things like that, and we want to be supremely fair to the employees. But at the same time, we got a budget to live in, and so we're going to be working through that to both be fair to employees, at the same time be good stewards of the money that you have told us to be over. I'll be back in October with a full financial accounting. That'll give us the time in the first start of that fiscal year to have you a full budget and everything, and that's when the statute requires that. Last thing, Chief McGavin's going to talk in a little bit about the chicken plant, and some of y'all have gone up there and seen it. Chief and I talked about that. One of the ideas that we pitched the other day with rural development, when he gets to this, and he and I have talked about it, this ain't a surprise to him, he knew I was going to mention this at the end, is looking at how we can make that a utility complex up there and get this mess. I mean, the facilities on Gore Circle and the old powerhouse, I know all you share our sentiment on that, is just, we're bad neighbors. We're just quite frankly bad neighbors. I wouldn't want to live next to our facilities, and I don't think anybody here would either. And maybe one of the ways in which to correct that is if we could joint across the departments, work on how to get that moved. And part of that is there are a lot of good transformers up there. We're going to be declaring surplus. There are a lot of good lights that can go to places, and part of it. The chief's worked a lot on. I know the mayor's familiar with how we can go about it in the auction, but we just want to extend a hand of help because at the end of the day, I think it would be great for us to see all of that electric department material that citizens have to look at, and quite frankly, it's not a pretty welcome mat when you come to look if you want to live in Water Valley. It's not a good way to greet folks that we want to live here. It would give an opportunity to do that, and there are other purposes that building. So we just count us as partners on that. Now, I know you ain't gonna have no questions because you'll be scared I'll talk some more, but we want to answer any you got. So.
Well, I just want to say that we appreciate y'all's efforts. These elected commissioners are serving without compensation. And there's a lot of time that has been put in here. And let me tell you what, the electric department, when I got elected, well, first off, he talks about the way that I became familiar with the problem. I had a lady from Water Valley in 2022, when I got on the phone with you and the congressman and everybody else, had a United States congressman come and the Senate office. When the lights were off for a long time in Water Valley, that's my beginning experience with the electric situation. And we were able to get $500,000 that year for the transformers to stop some of the catastrophic outages. But that was just maybe, Herbie, I'd have to say that was just a Band-Aid. That was just systematic changes had to be made. We have the potential of having the best small town electric department in the state of Mississippi. There's no reason why we can't do it. I'm tired of people saying we got to do it the old way. That's insanity is repeating something that doesn't work mindlessly over and over again. It's time to join this present century.
Yeah, and let me say this. One of the things you need to know as a city, growth, development, this is a fact. Don't take my word, David.
We need the power to develop.
You could not land another industry in Water Valley right now if they came knocking on your door and they rolled out the red carpet because you don't have the electric capacity to power them. Herbie knows this, he works at Solero. You could not land another Solero and keep the lights on to your constituents. That we cannot survive economically with that. So while we're doing a lot right now of not patchwork, we're doing a lot of rip and replace, we're doing a lot of forward thinking work. We've got to always be mindful that until we get extra capacity in this city, we're going to have an issue related to serving industry, businesses, and economic development. It is a fact.
But we're going to get it.
We're going to get it. We're going to get it. Any questions from anybody? Sorry to take so long.
Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate y'all's work, and we're gonna work together on some more things. Look, let's do the parks, and while we're doing the parks, you're gonna do the cemetery, which is our final part. We're gonna let's talk about Robert. Come forward, and Robert is helping us. Brandon and others with our city website where we want buttons. They could do utilities. They could do this, that, and the other. And we're gonna get that done, and he's working on that. But now he's gonna talk about parks.
Parks. So I'm not quite as long-winded as Mr. Presley is.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's getting close to my bedtime here. So, Parks Commission, we did have our very first public meeting 2 weeks ago. We've adopted our bylaws, went through a few other things that I want to bring up here. Officer elections had, I'm the commissioner, Miss Jessie Garner, she's the vice, or chairman, she's the vice chairman, and Ben Epstein is our treasurer. We are meeting the second Tuesday of each month at the Civic. We are doing it there as a sort of a public invitation, you know, hey, come see our Civic. Miss Jessie gave us a little tour after the our meeting we had. The place is fabulous. So if you haven't been to it, you need to go check this out. It is fantastic. So we hope we'll have a lot of public coming in just so they can see what we've got. We discussed the rental agreement for using the Civic, and I've got copies of it if anybody is interested in reading it. I think the only person that I think needs it is you. If anybody is interested in seeing it.
I would like to.
All right.
It's maybe a little bit taller.
But
I know who to direct them
Yeah,
to.
let us know.
It's just one copy.
And when we get a city website, we put it on there.
Yeah.
So if I get someone that's interested in, I can just refer them to y'all, is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, and
That's the
go
last
through.
one.
And this is my last one, so y'all will have to share.
Yeah, it was-
Sorry.
You can take a look at it first.
So, really, Daniel, really from you, just to make sure that we're nice and tight on the agreement.
Sure.
You know, we did put prices on there that we are wanting to charge. We did talk about that there could be some negotiation when it's someone local that's wanting to rent that out. One question we did have is, it does mention a city, I think it says city agent, the person that opens and closes. So we've got to figure out who that city employee is, because these, you know, because it can go late. So that is one thing that we've got to work out. It doesn't have to be decided now, but it's something that needs to be discussed and figured out. Any questions on that?
Appreciate y'all working, and I know Jesse's working with y'all on that.
Yes.
And I would, and y'all, you know, complying, of course, and there's y'all are familiar with the audit requirements, and, you know, public expenditures going to do that, and that's a good thing. And, you know, the needs of the parks are many, and,
They are.
the city, you know.
I want to get
can't-
to some of those as
yeah,
well.
we can't let it get back like the Civic or parks or anything back where it's just in a state of collapse.
Mhm.
We can't do that.
So we did, Ben and I did meet with Rachel Daniels, so she works for the Park Commission, just to get an idea of what she's doing. She's been here, I think she was hired in 3-4 years ago, I believe, was the previous
It may
mayor.
have been 18, it may have been, it seemed like it
That
was
long,
18.
okay. And she had a very specific set of duties at that time. We're pretty sure those duties have expanded, and we're trying to find exactly what she's doing she shouldn't be, and what she's doing, what she's not doing that she should be, because it's kind of veered. She's doing a lot of stuff with Crawford that is going well above and beyond. I believe Joe brought one up tonight about using her debit card to buy uniforms and then having to come back.
Yeah.
So we're in a fact-finding situation with her just to see everything that's being done. She's pulling together a list of all, like, you know, her typical day, week type of thing, just to get an idea of what she's doing. So,
She's worked real hard with.
yeah, no, this is not she's doing.
Nobody's criticism.
No, there's no criticism whatsoever towards her. I've also tasked the commission to go around to each and every park that we have to review what we've got, what needs to be done, low-hanging fruit that volunteers that we could possibly get done, and then just routine maintenance. And I'll get to that as well, where I don't think that's being done in our parks at all. And it's a shame. We've got some very nice parks here, City Park, you know, Railroad, Baker Street, they're not being taken care of the way they need to be. Some of the infrastructure concerns, we've found out that the railroad park apparently has a sprinkler system, in-ground sprinkler system. Several years ago, apparently a couple of the sprinkler heads were broken off during mowing or something. Instead of it being fixed, it was just shut off. So it's not being used anymore. That should not happen. Chances are it's probably broken now, beyond repair, but it hasn't been used. Rotting in the ground, I don't know. I'd like to work with somebody in the city to figure that out, because
Well, whoever you need to, it'll be done.
okay. Secondly, or not second is more than that. Let's see, Crawford. So there's some chatter in the social worlds right now about the lights that are in Crawford. Talked to Rachel about that. This was not an act of vandalism. This has been like that for months. When we had those bad storms earlier part of the year, that's when this happened. The globes, they do break from wind. This was not an act of vandalism. This is just, again, maintenance not occurring in our parks the way they're supposed to be. So what I'm asking is to let the Parks Commission go out and get a bid to have that fixed. Electric Commission, they got their own stuff going on. We need to have this fixed sooner than later. Mainly, Rachel has done a great job of pulling in these leagues to play, these adult leagues. Flag football, I believe, is going on tonight. We have a lot of people that use that park all the time. Walkers, everybody. If we get the lights fixed, people will be more apt to use it at night, not just during the day, you know. So I'd like for y'all to allow us to go get some bids to find out, to have third party come in, fix those lights the way they're supposed to be. And Ms. Vivian, the globes, Rachel had said that some globes were ordered.
We did. No, so we found a place that had them, and they just would not deal with us for some unknown reason in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Something about the shipping. I said, we're willing to pay the shipping. That's not a problem with us. Or we may even come get them. And they just dropped the ball and just wouldn't even return my calls or anything. I still have that.
Can you provide that
I
information
can
to
get it
me
for
so
you.
that I
Yes,
can?
sir.
That's
It
not
was in
where they
Louisiana.
were in Louisiana. Might be somebody.
Might be. But I think it was like a small shop, but they said they had the globes, and they just quit wanting to deal with me for some reason, for whatever reason.
Yeah. So, and I've seen them down there. I don't know the ones that have been blown off and are flipped up. They look like they're flipped upside down. I don't know if y'all have seen that or not. I don't know if there's anything broke with the metal.
I talked to Brandon Richardson today after you called me
Yeah.
about it, and it seemed like what he said was exactly what he said. One, it's not vandalism. That's not true.
Right.
Secondly, it was the spring storms that came in, the screws and the metal gets brittle over time.
Yep.
They were not maintained. They came to the electric department about fixing them. Of course, we don't have that in the budget to make, that's not really ours to do. And so that was one of the things. But it was, the flipped over was all.
Let me, we do not have Parks and Recreation tax like everybody, like the surrounding municipalities have. So the budget that we have is from the city, strictly from the city budget, and so what is there and can be utilized, and which it's inadequate. It's inadequate for the purposes that are needed. And let me say this, a lot of grants nowadays, for example, sidewalks. We may get a 1.5 million grant awarded, we might, but we're gonna have to come up with 20% of it ourselves. So nobody's gonna do the days of 100% grants. I'm not saying they're completely over, they're substantially over. So we're gonna have to think about putting forward, and getting all the help we can.
Right, but that's not going to fix what we've got now.
No, I
because
realize that. We
with
need
these
to
lights,
work on that.
it's an embarrassment right now.
How much is it gonna take?
That's what I want to find out. That's what I want to get the okay from y'all to go out and get a bid quote.
Have you got a count on the lights situation?
I don't.
Brandon, could y'all,
It's 17.
scope out and put,
Yeah, I mean,
What you say, Jason?
And they're all
17 globes as of today, and I think it's 4 poles at the top has.
17.
They're ancient.
Electric, they're ancient.
And that,
They've had 'em
usually,
for a year.
they put those up in Duncan, there's usually an electrical contractor that is a pure electrical. Does,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
They have the parts.
So, just let me find someone just to come out, look, see what it would cost.
I don't see a problem with him.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
him soliciting
bid.
quotes, but,
Yeah.
we'll have to, when we accept a quote, we gotta have the money to pay for it, else we can put it in our pocket and pay for it, which,
I think maybe you and Jesse and I ought to have lunch and we could talk about all the different steps or ways that I might be able to help you.
Okay.
well, he needs help
Yeah.
on this, and
And I'm not done with Crawford either. So, men's restroom. I don't know if y'all been down there. If y'all use it, I use the park. So,
you have to take up a collection for it.
so one of them doesn't work. It's had a black trash bag pulled over for about a year and a half. One doesn't flush, doesn't have the bag over, but it doesn't work. One does work, and then the toilet, I believe that it works. The women's, I don't know. I'll find out when I get Nestor to go in there with me. But with the number of people that go to Crawford every day with these leagues, this has to be fixed, and I need the city's help to do it.
Well, this is what, some people's first impression of Water Valley
Yes.
could be, that park and the facilities in that park, and that's not something that, we can be proud of a lot of things, the Civic and other, and many things, and a beautiful town. But that's something that we do need to work on, and we need to work together to make sure that there are funds available for these things, and whatever steps we've got to do, we need to do it.
Yeah, and part of the Parks Commission, we are looking at grants and everything. We've started that process to look, but something like this, we can't wait on the grant to get that fixed. We just can't.
So, Tommy, is your concern that the city doesn't have money to fix the toilet? Or it's not
I'm
in
gonna tell
a
you
Parks
what,
and Rec fund?
No, I'm not. My concern is the general lack of our funding potential to maintain and keep that which we have in our parks and the civic. In other words, I think these individual lines, I hope that we can deal with. Certainly the bathrooms need to be in the light, obviously. But it needs to be on a consistent basis so that we can make our parks, for example, safety in our parks. We could have cameras installed. The chief of police has looked at some of that, and others have to. There's a lot of things we need to be doing that right now we lack the funds to do on a consistent basis.
Well, part of what we're going to be doing as well is instituting just a maintenance routine. I mean, it's the same thing with your car. You don't just drive it and wait for something to break. Do things to make sure that it doesn't before it happens. So, looking at these things and making sure that we're keeping up with it, and it's cheaper in the long run as well. So, hopefully we can keep stuff like this. Or maybe you're always going to have something with a tornado, wind, or whatever.
We've
We're in
got
Mississippi.
insurance on that
Yeah.
for a lot of things.
Yeah.
But like the Civic, if you don't maintain something, it'll become
Yes.
unusable over time.
Yep.
Well, my question is, I know that we're bringing in revenue through the Crawford complex, and we'll eventually be bringing revenue in through the city. So we should be bringing in enough money through those separate facilities to take care of themselves. And from looking over the revenue and expenditure reports, I know that the Crawford complex was $10,000 under budget. Of course, we were only 3/4 of the way through the budget year. So, my question is,
Could we use that?
Yeah, what about the money in that specific fund? And I know that we've got to pay Crawford complex employees down there too and things like that. But city parks is different. We're not bringing in any revenue from that, but
No, but you bring a lot of goodwill in.
Oh, for sure.
We
But
have the watermelon card.
for sure. But I'm saying the money that these parks are bringing in for the specific funds.
Well, let me get quotes for this.
Sure.
And then we can talk.
Well, I think, is there any objection to him obtaining quotes for the lights? And matter of fact, why don't you look at the bathroom needs? That is, and
Get it off.
Just find out and we'll
Get
get
it
the
off
money,
Yeah.
as
Thank
we
y'all.
usually do.
Get it off these.
All right. The chicken plant was spoken of a little bit ago. So we've got approximately 650 plus steel chairs that were pulled out of the Civic
Right.
that could be sold to someone for something and get it out of there. So we'd like to look into, getting those sold, recycled, something to get those out. They're worth something to someone.
I think that they are, and I think that we need to develop a plan to sell them, and there's a way to do that. So I think that that's one thing that we do need to do.
Okay. All right.
We can study that as to the best idea on that.
Yeah,
but
they
I
probably need to
think-
be inventoried and surplus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be declared surplus and then
Well,
go and use away.
Speaking of that goes to my next thing is, do we have a fixed assets list for the Civic? That I haven't seen. I know, Joe, you had sent me something for the Parks and Cemetery that we had one.
Probably just the building itself.
Because there is a lot of stuff in there. There is speakers, stereo equipment,
Oh, I think
that
we
type
did.
of stuff.
Yeah,
So
I
it's,
think we did.
We're obtaining now a new sound system with some of the funds we got. We're gonna have that, and so we're not through quite on the Civic. We've got the money to do that. So we're gonna do that.
but for what is in there, I mean, do we have the new chairs? Has that been accounted for?
The new
Is-
chairs are accounted for,
Okay.
and
It should be.
Okay.
So that's considered a fixture to the.
it is,
Yeah.
it
Okay.
is. Now, that's not to say, though, that everything shouldn't be, all movable items that are not fixtures, those all have to be accounted for.
There's been a lot of nonprofit organizations that have used it that don't, I mean, no telling how many people have just left stuff there knowing that they've come back and just nobody takes it off because we live in an honest community. But I get your point.
Yeah, well, that's absolutely true. And everything, there's the state audit report. You're supposed to have an inventory of all your items, and if an item ceases to be used for public use, it's declared surplus and removed from the inventory list and authorized to be sold. There are 3 different ways to do that.
Okay, so as far as what we do, what is accounted for, do we have that? Is that something that I can see, that I can look, that we can
We'll
check?
get it for
Okay,
you.
all right, thank you. So, as I said earlier, our monthly meetings are gonna be second Tuesday of every month. Yeah, second Tuesday of every month at the Civic at 6 p.m. So I'm inviting everyone to come to those, and we will have a lot more to do. This is just from the first couple of weeks of us just starting this commission, so thank y'all for your support.
Well, it's a good commission, and I'm proud of these folks that are trying to give of their time for that. And I tell you one thing, Robert, if y'all could just, help the public to, what the needs are. And the good that
We are.
how many children are benefited from the Crawford, and some of us not quite younger, a little bit older children, that's a good thing. So, and all the other facilities, Baker Street and the city park certainly. So, well, that's great.
So the second thing that I was here to talk about tonight, so several months ago I come here talking about a city website. So I wanted to talk a little bit about, and I know I'm coming up here asking for money, I wanted to talk about a little bit what it's going to cost for a yearly maintenance, whether we do this ourselves, kind of small scale, where we're setting up a basic website, you have links, you can see everything, it's very informational, and then we can add to it over the years, or if we go full bore. So basically, if we do, let me say we, talking I and some other volunteers, it's going to roughly cost between $1,000 and $2,000 a year as a contract, and that's really the.
Is that all?
Well, let me get to it. The first year would be very much discounted. It would be you know, that first year you sign up for the stuff, the hosting, that type of stuff, it's very inexpensive. Then it would go up. Just that's how they do things. Our domain is already there. We've already got that, a .gov domain, so that's already been secured. I've got 2 requests for quotes out to larger companies. One I should have tomorrow, which I saw y'all are meeting on Friday that I will bring. Those are going to run anywhere between $5,000 and $20,000, and I don't think that is going to fit into city budget. And that would be an upfront cost, and then you would have a recurring maintenance of, you know, a couple $1,000s every year. If we do it small, and then as we have the money, and we could have that basic website up in just a couple of weeks.
Basic. Well, that'd be good so that you could do a lot of things.
Yep. And
get
it would
information.
work with Brandon and you know, having the link to pay your power bill, so you're not giving someone some random link that doesn't look quite.
Well, you can have your city ordinances, your city code,
Yeah.
the building requirements.
This is going to be a run walk. This is going to be, we're getting that page up, we're getting people going to it to get the information. We'll expand it out with permits and ordinances, minutes from these meetings.
It'll build the time.
Yes.
And we can link the pay portal.
Yep.
Most people don't interface to go pay the bill.
Right. And
we'll
you're going to go
push-
to the
we
Water
can run
Valley
a
site.
banner on there and say, if you want
Just
to
pay
pay
your
your Water
bills.
Valley government,
Yeah.
click this.
Yeah. And then, Grant, you and I were talking this
High
morning.
school volunteers to scan in
You can have those additional pages in that website, so when you click it, it would just go to
Yeah,
that
that would
page
work.
within that domain.
What about some occasions people that?
Can I see that?
And we might be able to get some volunteering labor.
Yep.
Would there be a way to contact city council people on that?
Really, we're fixing to get to.
So,
This is where I live,
so this
with
is
my
the
city
second.
council.
This is the second part of that. That yearly would be, and I just priced this out for 10 domain emails, and that would be set up in as quickly as a couple weeks as well. So it would be mayor@watervalley.gov or watervalleyms.gov, or you know, Alderman Ward 1, Alderman Ward 2.
You know, it's a good thing when a citizen can ask for something and it be, you know, right out there. And that's a good thing.
And if the
Have that
police, the numbers like what Brandon was talking about, setting up that automated number where you text it, would have that information as well. Would have links to the you know, we can set up a Parks Commission website, the link to the Electric Commission, all that would be on there, and that.
But, you know, where they can, if they won, they can.
Yes.
Go to the.
Yeah, great. So if we want to go that route, like I said, we can have something this shell set up in just a couple of weeks. That first year is only going to be, it'll be less than $1,000. And this is something that I'll pay myself, you know, ask for the reimbursement, but it would, you know, and I think that first year it's not even, it might be half that because of that. It's that entry they get you in and then they jack up the price. So, yeah. So if y'all are good with that, I will move forward.
I think everybody in unanimous accord, is that right?
Well then, next council meeting, we'll bring it to you, you'll see it. And
We appreciate your efforts.
any questions about anything I brought up tonight?
Well, just educate the folks on what you're doing and the good that the parks and the recreation does and how they need their support. And matter of fact, we need their support on the sidewalks.
Help us
too.
with the bathrooms and the lights. Gotta get that going. Thank you.
I agree. Thank you so much. Next, we've got, I'm going with, I don't know whether it's, I'm gonna go, Ms. Ruby Carr has been waiting diligently here.
I'm the next.
I'm fine.
I ain't gonna be long, but I'm the next person.
All right,
I'm
okay.
keeping up with this lady.
I'll do it, we'll do it. I just was gonna.
Yeah, I'm the
okay.
next on the list.
All right, well, come on.
I believe it.
Ready,
I'm
folks.
to recognize the mayor, city clerk, the city attorney, and the board members, and all the people that's here. I ain't gonna be. I'm always been known to speak and talk fast and get to the point, and that's what I'm gonna get to. The point is, what I was trying to get done before I got off the board was the mobile home ordinance. Mobile home, what I'm getting at is this. I don't care where you go, I guarantee you ain't nobody in here can say they don't went to anywhere in Mississippi that you ain't seen mobile homes in the city limit. You ain't gonna not see mobile homes in the city limit. I'm just saying mobile homes, going back to what someone said about the changes, and they made this ordinance back in, I don't know, the 70, 80. It's just like anything else, things need to be improved. In other words, the board that did that then, they might have thought it was a good idea, but it ain't now a good idea. What I'm getting to is, to the point is, right now the ordinance say, if, and you got people that's 65 years old and older, they got mobile homes, manufactured mobile homes. The old ordinance say that if something happened to their mobile home from a fire or stone, now y'all just think about it. All y'all got grandparents, and some of you do have grandparents that maybe that age. If they stay in a manufactured mobile home, if they get it blown away or fire, they can't replace it. Come on now, that's just, you can't replace it with another mobile home. That's something other that we definitely, I'm by myself, but believe me, I'm the coach. In other words, just like a team. My team is behind me. They sent me. There's a lot of more folks that's want this done. I'm just speaking in behalf of several other folks, and we brought this up before. All they ain't asking about putting mobile homes in places that mobile homes ain't. I'm just saying the people that got mobile homes, if something happened to them, how are they gonna be able to go? A 65-year-old person gonna go get a loan for $100,000, $150,000 home at 65 years old? Doubt it. They're gonna give it to them. All I'm asking for is to mandate, change that ordinance to where a person that got a mobile home where they at now and something happened to them, that they can put a mobile home back in that particular spot instead of having to worry about where they're gonna stay at. Cause right now we got a lot of people worrying about if anything happened to their mobile home. That's what I'm here for, and I would like the board to, before you even make a decision on it, look at it like this here. Why not? What is it gonna hurt? What is it gonna hurt? But it's gonna hurt a lot of people that if it don't get done. In other words, if it happens. Like I said, I'm here with myself, but it's other people that's got the same concern. And it's just like anything else. While I was on the board, we had a young man that come to me, wanted to update his mobile home from a single to a double, and we approved that. We rezoned it so he could bring a double wide in. In other words, the board was cooperative with that. And it's no different than this here. We just need this so people can have a little bit more sense about things. And that's all I ask, is we can go back and change that ordinance to where if you got a mobile home, you can get your mobile home. Cause most insurance is like this here. Most insurance, you got an insurance on your mobile home, it's gonna replace the mobile home with another mobile home. It's not going to give you the money. They may give you an option, but most of them gonna want to bring, get another mobile home, even maybe an upgraded mobile home. But I'm just saying it's just not fair that we can lose our home and can't replace it.
All right. Any questions?
I just have a comment. When we discussed this several months ago, we decided, we didn't vote on anything at that time. We decided that we were going to do a study first.
Right.
We had talked about doing that, Daniel.
And we've got a planning commission that we lack about one person having an ample quorum, but the planning commission hopefully will be up and running shortly, but we need another one.
I think the problem is certain places where there are mobile homes now, there are certain streets in the city now. There's only 3 streets in the city that you're allowed to put mobile homes. That's Stevens, Greer, and down here behind Larson's. Because I had a guy call me Friday, and Will also, from Jackson. He wants to put a mobile home park up there. I think he told me 851, the black one.
Between Stevens and Blackman.
And see, that's not even one of the listed streets.
Well, you know, I think the planning, you know, well.
So
you
I
have the
just
planning
told, this is what I
commission,
told him, I said, it's not one of the
Curtis.
listed streets. I said, but you're welcome to come talk to the board about it.
Well, you know, that's not what he's requesting, but.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying with what Freddie's saying, I understand what he's saying, but I'm saying it's only certain streets
Right.
for the city code that you can put a mobile home, period. So like he said, that if Vivian has a mobile home, and her mobile home burns, if that's not one of the streets, then she can't replace it.
That's correct.
So that's where the problem lies in.
And that's, you're right.
That's the
And-
problem.
And that's where
Is-
changing
is
of
there
that
any-
audience, all you gotta do is change the audience, like we done changed a lot of things. I've been here 4
Is
years,
there
we
any
changed the
government
audience.
help for
Our audience been here ever since back in
if
something
their
like that
mobile home does
happened.
burn down, they can.
That's, you know, it's just not fair to people that got manufactured homes.
Not necessarily mobile home.
I don't know what the fix is, but I
low-income
understand what he's
housing.
saying.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that there's
Which a mobile home would
certain streets,
qualify.
like Stevens
Well,
Street.
that's right, I mean, you got different
Pretty wealthy construction
places are
workers.
zoned differently.
The particular
But
zone
that's
that he's
the
talking
way,
about,
that's the way
y'all
you
rezoned
get
it.
that.
Okay, he didn't replace it, but now he can't put a mobile home there, cause you can only put mobile homes on the other side of Stevens. Cause he didn't do it when y'all rezoned it. I mean, I guess he still can do it because y'all approved it, but
Right.
he didn't do it at that time.
Who's that?
It's on Stevens Street,
He did all that and didn't put a mobile home back in there?
yeah.
That I don't know.
So that's what the problem is, it's quote unquote, only certain streets you can put them on.
Now, going by what you're saying, you're right. But what I'm saying is that we trying to correct that.
Well, I mean, I'm saying, I don't know who created the three streets. I
know-
don't know where that comes
Well,
from.
it was just a thing that happened,
No idea.
Mr. Even way back, way back, 97. Now, you tell me, someone mentioned tonight about we want to go forward with the city, not go back to some of the stuff that happened that we know can be changed, that can be changed to the better of the city. You know, it's just that. Y'all may not take a vote on tonight, but when you leave here, just think, why not? That's the first thing. Why not? What is it gonna hurt? Ain't nobody come down here complain about nobody got mobile home staying next door to them. It's got a brick home. In other words, it's mobile homes been here way before a lot of the brick homes is here, and you know, vice versa. But I'm just saying, why not? You know, that's my thing. Why not? Because I'm by myself, but I'm representing the other people. But right now, I'm gonna probably get some phone calls. They won't call me this late, but I'll get some calls. What happened? I'm just gonna say that I brought it to the board, and y'all get together. You know, I put like this in. I'm gonna be back next month. I will be back, and why not? First thing, why not? I don't see no, you know, it's not a logical reason. I don't talk to several aldermen in the other towns, and a lot of them said they don't, why, what you trying to do, why they won't do it. I said, well, I'm hoping they will do it. He said, he said, people got mobile homes. We're not going to tell people that because they got mobile home that they can't have a mobile home here no more, and if something happened to them, they can put their mobile home back. In other words,
So you're asking us to adjust or change the zoning in the single family residential areas, not necessarily the special residential.
Right. I'm just trying to get it to where you already got a mobile home.
Yes, for existing.
It's gonna have to be in the R4.
Citywide.
Yeah, citywide.
He's not talking about.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be.
No, it's gonna be everybody that got a mobile home. So yeah, it can be citywide. If you got a mobile home and it get
We
destroyed,
can't amend that without a hearing. We'd have to
Yeah,
have a hearing. A public hearing.
I think we've had discussion, and so we can, you know, this, you know, I think you can do as you will, but we've got a planning commission that is coming up, and so their input can be utilized as well. So,
Well, I make a motion to table it until the planning commission, and then you can come back and speak again, Chris.
hopefully we'll have the other folks on the planning commission next month.
Yeah, I figured we wouldn't get a vote on the thing, but I just wanted to bring it back up again.
We got two that are on, and we got three, so, okay. Well, we'll have those appointees by next week. I mean, next month for the planning commission. So then we'll.
Hopefully we'll have them tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be meeting in October.
I know we'll go back.
Now.
I get with it, y'all got the prices on there. Okay.
You got a what?
Motion second.
Thank y'all for taking my time.
To table.
Yes. Well, table, which, you know, when you don't act on something, you same thing. All right, let's go to, now. Well, all right, we'll go to Will Carter. Will, come up here. In a quick winner.
Okay, all I want to do is make an amendment to the rental ordinance. Right now, we don't have any kind of requirements, safety requirements on short-term rentals like Airbnbs, VRBO, that kind of thing. We don't have anything there actually, so.
And all you want to do is to?
Amend it.
To do what?
To add those in there, short-term rentals onto the rental ordinance that we have already, just to require fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, and carbon monoxide detectors. Basic safety stuff.
Is there a motion?
And have somebody close by. Yes.
Well, that property manager, there's no requirement, they can just they'll be a resident of the Water Valley. Is that right? Resident city of Water Valley, property manager, so that you can be sure that these safety components are complied with. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye. I'll draft
All
it.
opposed?
Present it next board meeting.
Next.
The fire code and building code, it's my understanding we've already done this, adopted 2021 fire and building code. We just have to run it in the newspaper to get it.
We have, is this
fully going?
Yeah, is this gonna, yes, and this is not gonna be unduly burdensome on
No,
anyone.
there's really no changes between 2018 and 2021. We're just staying on track.
You're still asking for the residential water sprinklers and stuff like that?
No. Mark's already been through the 2021 fire code stuff, and we've already repealed all of that.
Okay, all right, so.
My understanding.
And this is what small town Mississippi can do, but be safe. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And not be burdened, not a heavy hand
Yes, sir.
of government.
I agree with that.
All right, is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second? Is there discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
We got 4 more properties for y'all too, while I'm here.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna pass around. They like pictures.
This is just information.
This is just information to set them up for a hearing.
And I'm going to have the minutes reflect that these were properly presented to us.
Okay, that one that's going around is 401 Ridge.
Okay.
This one is 293 Fly.
All right, go ahead.
This is 1423 Boyd.
Yep.
And 286 Fly Street. These are my.
Started round that way too. All right, so you will follow up with this at the next meeting.
They're ready to go on my end. We just have to do a hearing like we did tonight.
And Daniel, let's set up the proper hearing and do what we need to do. If there's no objection.
Yes, sir.
Any objection to setting a hearing on these, according to the statute? Go ahead.
You said this is 4 properties you introduced.
Gonna be separate for each one.
Yes.
We already got 2.
Yes. I
In
have
my
37
opinion,
of
the
them.
city is not gonna be able to afford, if these people do not do what they need to do, the city's not gonna be able to afford to tear these houses down.
Well,
So we
Well,
gotta,
there'll be a lien on the property when the property's sold, you'll recover a lot.
I understand
If it's
that,
them.
but yeah, that's the question. So I'm saying, I mean, I know that something needs to be done, but I'm just saying we need to pump the brakes because just say if it costs $4,000 a house, just these 4, that's $16,000 plus 2 more.
Double it.
I'm just saying 4,000 is a low estimate.
I agree.
So
That's
that's just me saying that.
I agree.
Now, I don't know what the other board members want to do, but that's just me. I'm
they're
saying
not-
take them slow, 2 at a time.
Hey, yeah, I'm with it. But
Yeah. Well, we don't have to act on it.
We don't have to act on it, and
Yeah,
you can
but we can
prioritize
declare.
what you do.
that's what these are all, I'm going from,
All right, well, you've got the hair property, we're dealing with that, and then you submitted these 4 for consideration. We have a,
The guy on 605 Chestnut, I'll see if I can find him and get in touch with him and see what he wants to, if he's willing to do anything.
well, if,
Yeah, these are all of these properties are vacant, correct?
yes, sir.
but I'll tell you what, the value of somebody else's property, the value of your property, if you well keep your property and somebody lets theirs go to rack and ruin, your property's not worth what it was. And we have plenty of people in this town that put their life savings into their properties all over this town. And we have an obligation to those good tax-paying, working people or people that have worked all their lives so that their communities will be in good shape.
And I'll tell you my reasoning for bringing 4 instead of just 2. I have 37 total on the list, minus these 6. That leaves us to 31.
I got you.
If we keep going with 2 a month and we only make a decision on 1 a month, then we'll be 10 years from now doing it again with the next set because we didn't ever catch up on the first go around.
We'll be back
Understandable,
in the
but
electric.
I mean,
all
yeah,
of them
I-
didn't
yeah.
get dilapidated in one night.
I understand.
Took years for that too, didn't it?
Yeah, we
Exactly.
didn't get in this shape overnight, but let's try to get out of it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So you present something to us next, set them up for hearing, some of them.
I know. I'm working on-
All right, now, Oak Ridge Cemetery gate quote, and we've got 2 quotes and 1 quote. This is for the work on the Oak Ridge Cemetery. 1 quote is for $16,250. The next quote, this is a quote from Mooney Equipment LLC of Oxford. The next is from Chad Newman of 17777 County Road 214 Water Valley. And that is for $11,012. And I want to say that we have in private funds
9,800 at this point.
9,800, and we have commitments for the other
That is
part.
the same.
And well, faith is the evidence of things not seen but hoped for. And, we've got commitments from other people. Now, this is private funds, not a dime of taxpayer funds.
City money, and we're expecting some more to come in. But this beautiful fence gate here, and I don't know if we looked on the other papers that we turned in the first time I spoke with you all, but to have that beautiful gate around there, just sitting out there in the, maybe you would say, the cow pasture. If not any little wrought iron going on each side of that, that's not gonna look real good. So we're still looking for funds for that. And I don't know if we saw it in the bottom of that. Chad had 2 prices on that first bid he gave us, I think. And that was including, I thought, the little fence.
It does
that
include
go
the fence,
around
is
there.
what I understand.
And to make it look very attractive.
So, this would be, this is a historic cemetery.
Yeah.
And I've looked with Ms. Carr and many of the there are graves there back from the, I know 1840s.
And maybe some a little bit before then.
And I mean, you know, I mean, I say that there are people that were born in the
Yeah, that's what-
1840s buried there, and it would be, you know, it's just a good thing that the entrance of the cemetery is not, doesn't give the proper respect to the people that are
It
there.
does, and once you drive up in there, now there, besides knocking over a few headstones every now and then, it really looks good up in there because
does.
they're keeping that part of it up. But just to pass by there going down that Stevenson Street.
This is a city cemetery.
Uh,
You know, we got two, and this is a city cemetery. So.
And I have a group of ladies that will go, these folks have no relatives here, go through there every so often and just take something, clean the headstones with so that they will not fade. So just need to be a better looking place, and we'll get it there because some old money's coming in.
Well, I do think that we are in good shape to go ahead with this project. Is there a motion that the lowest bid be accepted as the best bid, lowest and best? There is a motion, and there is a second. All in favor of this, is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor of this will say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. And I want to just appreciate your work, and, you know, you and y'all worked, how many years has this been going on?
20 plus years, because I've been retired about 23 years or so. It was before I retired. So,
Yeah.
and I appreciate you all for considering it, because it really means a lot to the people of the community also.
Well, I think it just goes to show that everybody in Water Valley, that we're one family.
Let's work together and things will get done.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
All right. Lord have mercy. Let's see. We've got all these items on. Let's just go for it.
I'm
We've
ready.
got
Let's go.
invoice on the street department truck.
I've got that. When Michael was here, he had gotten a quote that they just put everything down that needed to be fixed on it, per his recommendation, I'm not sure, but
Okay.
anyway, it was $12,252.42.
You got
It's
another
the
quote?
brush truck, but to just get it running, they could do it for $49.83.98.
Why don't we just get it running?
I don't think that's a problem at all.
Well, I think the problem gonna be looking over this invoice. It's got these
Or not?
DPF filters. And most companies, they either burn them out, which is a cleaning process, or they replace them. So that's on the low invoice, but you also got they flush and the charge air cooler and all of that. And they also have a seat. But
Which we didn't include on the.
yeah, it's not included on the lower invoice, but if it needed a seat, it needs a seat. I mean,
Well, it may.
At some point it will need something.
We do,
But we can make them do something different than that.
We've got to have the money.
yeah, you can get a cheaper seat. I know that for a fact because I priced one for my truck.
Anything we do, we got to have the money to pay for. And that's what so,
Is this the same brush truck that has the hole in the seat, and that's why it needs to be replaced?
Yes, sir.
It's
well,
my understanding it's causing the city employee back trouble.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
has
that's a
mentioned
problem.
that, yes, sir. And yes.
And that wasn't a major expense for his chair, was it?
So I would think the new seat should be included on the quote.
Well, you can get
$18.
the price they got on there is more. I priced one for my
$18 for
daughter
a chair?
at Freightliner
You can get it for $8.
2 weeks ago.
I believe that's right. Why don't we table these?
The exact same seat, high-back leather
Well,
seat.
yeah, either way.
Why don't we table this for Friday's meeting and study it out?
Do you want to try to get another quote, or what do you?
I think we can.
Yeah.
Did you say you
I
thought
called
you
a lady that
could?
works on my truck in Pontotoc.
Well, I mean, you know, we need to look at the whole thing and look at it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I won't give her this invoice, because one, I know her labor is cheap,
Well,
but I'll do whatever I'm told to do.
I say do it. If we can get it cheaper and still get the job done, let's do it.
well, I want.
They've been working on my truck for 18 years.
Well,
So
I mean, we don't,
I trust you.
if we don't, we're gonna give, everybody has an opportunity to, offer a quote on it. We don't call any of them, but, the chair probably is needed. Demetrius, I mean, he does need that, but $1,800 is a little bit high on that part.
yeah, I mean, I can't pull it up because I can't pull the tag website up, but I can show you the seat.
Well, and I have talked with him, and I'm aware of his needs, and I'm not unmindful.
If he said he needs a seat, he needs a seat.
I hear it quite often,
Now,
so he's told
yeah,
me,
but
so.
we, on the whole, we've got to maintain within our budget,
Yes.
make sure that we do. But
we do need to make sure we're doing all this within accordance of the law as well. If we're going to get more bids.
That's the only thing I was
that's
gonna
right,
say.
that's
I don't
right.
have a
If
way
you're
of
gonna
her
change,
seeing the
if
truck
you
without
change
going.
the specs,
Because it's at Waters, right?
Yes.
if you change the specs, you need to give everyone that had submitted
They
it,
told-
all the people, a chance to.
Right.
Well, was this
respond.
even a bid, or is this just a quote?
This is quotes, because a bid, this is over, well, probably over 5, but under 75. So you can do quotes, and which is a monumentally faster process than bid.
You can't give one vendor a copy of the other vendor's
You
quote.
cannot, you must treat everybody fairly. So
The other
probably
thing
we
about
can
this
start over again on the
is
quotes.
quotes and estimates, as far as mechanical work, they're only gonna give you an estimate. Because with all these broken bolts and stuff, once they take it apart, if they see something else that's not on here, they're gonna charge you.
Well, they might, but I tell you, if you enter into a contract with somebody and you're aware of it, of all the information, you better be prepared to perform it.
It's my understanding that if you're bringing in a piece of equipment for equipment repair, it doesn't fall underneath the bid requirement or the quote unless you're buying an entire new engine or an entire new transmission. If we're just bringing it in to do the work and the repairs, then it necessarily doesn't fall under the
And
bid law at all.
once you do get started on repairs,
Well, you can chase the rabbit, but-
you can go on down the whole,
Yeah.
a gazillion dollars, and I've seen that done. Not here, but I have seen it.
Well, the other thing is, it'd be hard to get another person to give him a quote. Grant's not gonna give me a quote if he's sitting at Brandon's shop.
Well, look,
That's,
we just want everybody to have an equal shot. If we need to do it, we need to treat everybody fairly, do we not?
I agree. I think you ought to just, in my.
so I'm gonna just pay this.
Well, when Vivian calls, she's gonna give everybody the same information.
Everybody needs the same information.
So, you know.
No, what I'm saying is, okay, it says right here, the engine has no power. Well, Brandon may say that's the turbo.
Well,
He may say it's the depth filter. He may say it's something else. And all three of them may be right. That's what I'm saying. It's,
yeah,
it's gonna be
you-
hard to.
You need to know when you have to expend public money, you need to know about where you're going.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, man. I'm saying that it's gonna be hard for somebody to pinpoint it until they actually take it apart.
Can bring it apart. Yeah.
Because if you read at the bottom of here, that's what it's saying. Once they get in there, if they see something else, then they're gonna charge you for it. So since they got the truck, it's gonna be hard to get somebody else to look at it because it's at their facility.
Yeah. Like you back's hurting, did you fracture a vertebrae or slip a disc, or is your wife stressing you out? Just like, so.
Well, but I mean, we have to be, I don't know,
Now, as far as the seat, you can take that off the invoice and just have Willie to go to Freightliner or somewhere and purchase the seat, because it only has 4 bolts and a quick connect airline.
That's what I was telling.
I mean, it doesn't take a rocket
he's
scientist.
not asking for much, on the seat. And it shouldn't be $1,800.
Everybody tramps up at the chicken plant. Can we not take a seat out of that?
I I priced the seat 2 weeks ago. It was $786.
All right, lawyer. What,
I would go ahead and get the engine fixed, and I would buy the seat separate and let them install it at the shop.
all right, well, the engine fixed,
Yeah,
with some parameters on expenditure, sometimes it's best to push it off in a gully, but go ahead. They might not do it in this county, but I've
The
seen
next
it.
year, that's how I would address it if it was
The seat's not on the
equipment at my
lawyer.
house.
The vehicle itself is
And then
14 years
You don't
old.
throw good money after
14 years
bad.
old.
But
Yes,
anyway,
If it's a brand new truck, it'd be $150,000.
we can't
You're
afford
exactly.
that.
So if it's got a 14-year-old seat, the guy needs a seat.
He
Yeah,
needs
but
to
you can buy
see.
it separate and you
Yeah,
put
you
it
can
in
buy
the
a
shop.
separate.
I go to the junkyard and get one, have an open. You know?
Let's do something now.
But it's not running, so you
And
don't
then
need a seat.
next, I would say, just like Mr. Presley was saying earlier, and
Next
so with
time
the
be
parks, is we go ahead and budget for spring that we'll have to do something else, and then next summer we'll have to do something else.
Let me
That's
say
gotta
this,
keep it
our budget
maintained.
potential is limited by the degree of funds that we take in. So we
It's
gotta
all
always bear that in mind.
Triaging.
All right, well, so where are we on this project, or then
We table it or pay?
you wanna,
Someone mentioned to table it.
let's table it to Friday, what about that?
So
And
do we
then
have
we'll-
another brush up? We got
Then we'll talk with it, let's talk with the department head. Let's talk let's talk with Willie and see what can be come up with. All right, so if there's no objection, we'll table this till our Friday meeting. All right, now, let's move on, Mark.
You got 2 minutes.
2
Oh,
minutes.
look, I don't need 2 minutes. I put the cart before the horse last time I asked y'all to let me start taking metal out of the chicken plant. What I should have asked you was let me come to y'all with a plan for the chicken plant. Whether it be selling metal, whether it be getting with the other departments. Hang on, I can't do 2 minutes if you stop me. Let me get a good plan or several plans to bring to y'all and let y'all pick the best plan that would help the city the most. It may fund some of these special little projects to fix these tractors.
I make a motion that we do that as under the condition that you work closely with every department head.
Absolutely,
And
including them.
the board and.
Right, nothing, I can do nothing. I just
right.
want to get together and make a plan,
Just get the ball
getting
rolling.
with them to
That's
bring
right.
y'all a plan.
And we can do it, now, we've got, as I say again, we've got a lot of needs, and some grants that we can get are gonna have matching requirements. So we've always got in our mind, we don't wanna be penny wise and pound foolish. We want to have the resources we need to match those funds. Go ahead.
And Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, the Civic. We'll have y'all, whoever shows up from the Board of Aldermen, probably some other officials from the Electric Commission, and hopefully some folks from out of town. Looking forward to that. And I just wanted to second real quick what Mr. Presley said about our visit to USDA. He's has a soft spot for Water Valley, I feel like. And I think this is a really good opportunity for us to start getting a list together on things we need.
I think that's good, and we need to get USDA and federal funds and look at some other funds too. So we'll be looking at some other funds too. Now, that was good. Man, I believe he's gonna get what he wants. All right, Jason, what we got?
Approve the golf cart orders.
Well, let me say this, golf cart, can you do that without a local and private bill?
Yes, sir, I believe you can under 633927, you can. I believe the legislature's already written in there that says any municipality under their discretion can do this. So therefore, it's already been done as a whole across the state.
Let me look at it when you finish. 2024. what is your definition of, you got a proposed ordinance?
Yes, sir.
Then you've got a definition of low-speed vehicle.
I've got a type 1 golf cart, a type 2 golf cart, and low-speed vehicle, which covers all of them.
Why don't we do this? Let him read over this, and we're gonna meet on Friday, and he can go over, just summarize it.
What's a long meeting Friday?
Y'all gonna be still Saturday morning.
Well, I mean, look,
just
you
gonna
got,
leave here,
you
go
got
over. Come on over
to,
here.
tell me what it does,
It
Justin.
allows golf carts on streets less than 35 miles an hour. If they come to the police department, we get a permit.
Okay, and is there a fee for the permit?
$100, as long as you own the golf cart.
Not
If
One
you
time
change,
fee?
it's a one-time fee as long as you own the golf cart.
Is there any
Now, if you sell the-
insurance?
Yes, you have to have insurance on the cart as you would a vehicle.
And so you'd have to
You have to
have
show proof of insurance to get the sticker.
liability insurance, and there is, I guess there, okay, and children are
You have to be a
there.
licensed driver or a permitted driver with a license.
And there
driver.
would be requirements that would be safe accommodation. If children were in a golf cart, they would, you know, it would be some safety, something, I guess.
Well, what's the amendments to the ordinance that we signed last year?
You said to do one, but you never did one.
Oh, we never did one.
Yeah, you said you were going to, but you never did, so I wrote you one to do one.
Good deal.
Well, how about, Jay, look, Daniel, if you would, can you review that and see if there, I know,
I thought we done signed that.
let's do that. And then we can, if there's no, and the effective date, I guess, is passage.
Yes. Or
All right, if there's
however,
no,
that would
if
be
there's
the board's discretion.
no, problem with it, now the insurance, see if there are safety requirements for children, are there not? Something.
I didn't see any.
No, there wouldn't be for children. I mean,
They'd have to be licensed.
No, you're talking like seatbelts or
Oh,
car
I'm talking about
seats.
seatbelts
Oh,
for children or something like that. I think that ought to be required. Something, some kind of protection for children. You know, it's not the golf cart I worry about, it's somebody whamming into them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want a little kid to be hurt unnecessarily.
That's
So,
what we're concerned about, just don't know.
do what?
If that's what we're
This is
concerned
gonna be
about.
on any public street?
less than 35 miles an hour. Not interstate or highway, which by default, we don't have any highways or interstates in the city that would matter. So any city street under 35 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'm like, Joe, if it's a safety concern, then we gonna need to do it, because you don't need a
Worry
golf
about
cart
a
going
child.
down Main Street holding up traffic. And
What?
No,
Well,
it's not that we're not worried about the child, it's that we just don't allow golf carts on city streets.
Yeah,
We get rid of that safety issue.
and it eliminates all of it.
Well,
I mean, if we're trying to
yeah.
split
yeah.
hairs on
I
safety
don't-
here.
I don't particularly,
I don't
wouldn't
own
be
a golf cart,
adverse
so
to
that don't
golf
matter to me
carts,
one way or the other.
But, just, I don't have any, I have no problem with golf cart, I was just worried about the safety
No,
consideration.
I understand.
For children.
Or would that make street safe golf carts?
I voted no.
Well, if there's some way that it can be, well, I don't know, he can look it over and report to us, and then we can look at that, and they're good people that want to have them, you know, but
Yeah, I think
on
it'd be
the
real
other
nice.
hand,
Certain hours too, right?
you got the children too to look at.
Daylight on one, and the ones with lights and stuff can be at night, I believe. If I remember right off the top of my head. There's one if you don't have lights, daylight.
Yeah, you gotta have lights at night, and twilight, I guess.
Oh, yeah, they need to be street legal. Bright
Well,
light
there's
signals.
different classifications in there.
Yeah,
Look
we-
at it pretty
Yeah,
close.
we just had a copy of
It's-
that. We
You
can
get
let
a
'em
copy
try
of
it.
it, get a copy of it, and look
I've
at
looked
it,
at several different.
try to be safe.
I will, so,
Okay, well, if we'll
But
study it,
It's basically hard for, they're almost all the same across the state.
well, yeah.
Can we table this until the next?
We have
meeting?
tabled it until the next meeting. And will Friday give us enough time, Daniel, for you to look over this?
Yes, sir, that's fine.
And look, any potential safety for kids.
Yes, sir.
You know, whatever can be done anywhere in the United States. I know there's something somewhere that would work. But at any rate, that's why we've got such a great country. Let's go to Jason again, second chance contract.
Yes, sir, me and Willie need a solution. Never mind, Mr. Martin would like to speak on my solution.
I just said I got it, thank you.
Oh, the ordinance, I thought you meant a second chance solution.
Oh.
I was hoping you would help me out on that.
Well, I mean,
we're paying second chance, I'm gonna estimate $15,000 to $16,000 a year with nowhere to take dogs currently that we catch, or so me and Mr. Willie need an answer. We're coming to y'all for help.
Okay,
We
well,
don't have one.
second chance, are they not accepting dogs that you bring in?
We don't have a way to get them there. The gate's locked and chained. We don't have a key. We don't have a place to put them. We don't have a working phone number to call.
So somebody's on there like 8 to 5.
No, they're there whenever they feel like being there.
They're mostly volunteers.
It is no set hours whenever
Daniel,
somebody comes.
and
Last
you
time we
made
called,
contact with them.
we had some puppies at Crawford, 4 puppies. Me and Miss Jackson went and picked them up. Got in contact with Second Chance. They said if you can get them out here at 8:30, someone will be there.
Yeah.
We're sitting at the gate at 8:30. At 8:50, we leave and she gets a message, oh, they're running late. They'll be there about 9:30. So I don't have the manpower, Willie doesn't have the manpower to babysit a dog or a puppy outside their gate till someone decides to show up.
Daniel, have you made contact with these people?
I did.
What's
That's-
transpired?
Well, so a week or so ago, they got with me and provided me last year's insurance certificate. And so then I reached back out to them and said, well, that's good. What about this coming in? Also, they gave me the contact number, which I provided Chief and Miss Vivian. And but Chief says that there's still not talking to him and being responsive.
Do they have officials?
Yes, sir. So I had to step out earlier this evening. That's because the president of their board, Miss Mandy Beard, contacted me and said that they do have current insurance. It has been put in place, and she'll get a copy of that to me. She didn't realize that the meeting was tonight.
Okay.
And but we still have the issue of the chief's unresolved issue, and I reminded Miss Beard that per our prior agreement with the city, they were to also maintain. We have old kennels on Cecil Street, to which were not acceptable to some, and so they said that they wanted to be the housing for our animals for the city, and we said, well, that's fine, but we still have to have a central location, and as per our agreement that Ms. Vivian and I had a copy of, they were supposed to also include that, but Ms. Beard says that they haven't been using Cecil for quite some time. We might just need to have them understand that we can drop them off at Cecil, and they have to pick them up from Cecil if they want to keep getting our funds. That way the chief would have a definite place to be able to drop off strays.
Willie's in more fine than I am.
Well, right, and we do have a, dog problem. You know, we've got some dogs that are endangering other people's, other animals and other folks. And again, children. Children can be victims pretty easily. Daniel, are you going to contact and tell them the concerns that they've got to?
Do y'all think that's a reasonable solution to our problem?
I think it's the best solution, as long as they're willing to come check and pick them up.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well,
something has.
How do we know the dogs aren't just gonna, or animals aren't just gonna sit in those cages though? Because
Yeah,
then
that's
it
what
puts
I'm
us
saying.
on
How
us,
do we know
putting them in
somebody's gonna
there,
go pick 'em up?
but they can't even come to their gate.
Well, I don't know.
Because if he
It
takes
sounds
them
like
up
we
there
need to find
today,
some other.
and nobody shows up till Friday,
And then he will take care of it.
That's.
Well, obviously, if you're not gonna comport with your contract,
Oh, yeah, you got it.
it's over with. And you
Are
don't
there
have
any
that anymore
outside of the
because you don't
county?
have, you.
Are there
you-
any other places we could?
Yeah.
To my knowledge, not in Yellow Buster County. I mean,
I would believe the public
I
opinion
mean,
would be that we
you
try to
could
work a
possibly
new
get into
system
some
before we
contract with some
completely
other
terminate.
outside county
Yeah.
shelter, but you're gonna pay more than we're paying.
Yeah, and you give somebody, well, you know, what is the English common law? Every dog has one bite, but that's all, you know, and, I don't necessarily agree with that, but what I would say, and it's a tragedy that's occurred there, and I understand that. We don't wanna make light of anything, but, and we're not. But the thing about it, you know, if you say the contract says this, and we ask you to perform it, you know, you've given someone a chance, and if they don't, then the contract can be terminated. That seems like a grown-up way to do it. What does that sound like?
Give them a chance.
But it's gotta happen, it's gotta happen now. Is it all right if Daniel writes a letter to them and indicates what's expected? And if it can't be delivered, then
We'll have to explore other options.
other options will be
I think we're
undertaken.
probably one of their major contributors, so I believe they'll listen. Not their only contributor, but I would
Well,
imagine that.
It's a good, it's,
17,000 for a nonprofit would be a pretty hard blow.
Yeah.
yeah, and I understand, but let's do that.
Yes,
And
sir.
see if that's agreed. Is that, anyone object to that? Let's do that. Try to work things out. This is, you know, it won't be Mayberry, but we want to do the right thing. Okay, thank you very much. Now, we've got the audit reports, Vivian.
Yes,
And
sir.
you have been on them every day.
Every
And I've
day.
been worrying you every day.
Yes, sir. But that's
And
okay.
Well, I'm sorry to
it's
be a
all right.
worrywart, but I've got to do it.
This is just those compliance questionnaires we have to fill out every year at the end of each audit on 23 and 24.
Okay.
And that way that'll be almost, step closer to getting completed.
All right, and it's looking like September the 23rd.
Yes, sir.
He told us, he promised.
Which I think the deadline is actually the 30th, but he's working on diligently to get what you want on the 23rd.
If he doesn't, we're going to go up there and burn him out.
If you
Now,
don't, we need to look at another auditing firm.
Well,
I think we need to look at
but that's
another
the
auditing
least.
firm, period.
Another auditing firm wouldn't really, that's one thing, but we need to have those applications where they'll be considered.
Yeah.
And so, that's a critical thing, and like I say, I know, and one has been received and the other two promised, and Vivian, I think we've gotten him basically all the information he had said he needed, isn't that?
What are we under contract with this auditing firm for?
Because state law requires that you do
No,
that.
I understand where we need to be audited. What years are we under contract?
We're on 23 and 24 at this point.
23 and 24, they have allegedly started.
That's where we are now, yes.
I think you're politely suggesting we look at other firms.
Yeah, 25, I would not go with this same firm.
Well,
They are too far
let's
behind.
get these audit reports right now. Let's worry
It's
about
gotten to be a
that.
nightmare.
Yeah,
You would not get them on time. If you change right here in the middle
we
of the street, I
couldn't do
will
that.
tell you
yeah,
that.
We
not
can't
for
do
this
that
one,
right now.
but
For the next.
That's entirely
but
up
for
to
the
you.
next
All right, well, we're gonna keep on.
We got a
and-
motion on these.
Yes, we need a motion and second on the municipal compliance questionnaires. A
Well,
motion?
These were just given to us. They haven't been handed out in enough time to review anything. So
yeah,
I cannot
I'd like to
say
do my
yes or no
homework
to
on
any
this.
of these.
No, yeah.
Well, we don't need them today, do we? The municipal
I wouldn't
compliance,
wait too much longer, that'd be fine, we can wait.
it won't affect
It's
our
actually
audit.
for free to
I
shoot.
hope
Yeah,
What
what
is
is
the audit, our auditor
Most
meeting?
of us weren't even
Well,
in
he
office.
did request them.
Let,
We
y'all
can do
want,
it Friday, we can do it Friday, make everybody happy,
Yeah.
everybody happy.
well, I want that audit report in, that'd make me happy.
Me too.
Y'all wanna try to look over those real quick?
Tonight?
I'd like a
No.
day or so.
Okay, well, just go ahead and we'll do it Friday.
I guess the question is, this says 2023. None of us was, well, Nicole was and Herbie was. Me, Grant, and Joe wasn't here, so.
Y'all look it over, and then Friday we'll do it. All right, next, we're gonna talk about the speed bumps.
So,
Very briefly.
yeah, very briefly, Mr. Dudley dropped these off at my office, and essentially he's saying that him and some other folks around the community, and of course I'm sure y'all have heard people also complain, but he doesn't think that they're necessarily a bad idea. He just thinks that that the ones that they were built were aggressive, and that there's model ones on the back that were in other communities from rural Mississippi. Essentially, he's got information in here that the for speed limits that are over the 20 miles an hour, like Boyd Street, they're not supposed to be, you know, the speed bumps are designed for roads that are 5 to 10 miles an hour. So for a road of 15 to 20 miles an hour, you need a speed hump. Exactly. And of course, his wife and they all drive that road, and Dr. G.R. Orndorff and his wife drive that road, and so they're aggressive. And I mentioned that to y'all before, and so he was asking that they be removed and that speed humps, which are designed for that speed, be installed, because you have to slow down essentially in the 15 mile an hour zone. You have to slow down to 5 for it not to be a jolt to your vehicle, is what he is saying. And that's
Well, okay.
and frankly, that's what I'd like to know also.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any
What about the ones
signage
on,
either on those ones to say there.
What about like the ones on Market Street?
Martin Street,
Market Street.
Market. Oh, the
little strips.
bumps, yeah, they're just rumble strips.
I mean,
Rumble strips, nobody has a problem with them, do they?
Yeah, but they don't.
No,
They
because
don't-
they don't slow
They
down.
don't. They don't. Yeah, they don't.
Just annoying for a little bit.
You need, I said, like I said last time, it's a balancing act between, you don't want to damage somebody's front end, but on the other hand, you want them to be noticed. And, you know.
I think part of the problem is too is these ones don't even look like they were engineered to be speed bumps. Somebody just piled asphalt down and they
That's
painted yellow.
exactly what he
That's
did.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
The one on LaFayette Street, we cut some trees right there by it. And when you go over there in a bucket truck, I mean, you literally feel it. So you know if it's doing a truck like that,
Yeah.
what
So I
it's
mean,
doing to a car.
even if the design, like, change the name, sure, speed bump, speed hump, these aren't proper anyway.
Well, that's the hump.
Yeah, that's from Louisville.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Yeah.
That's the example of the
Yeah.
hump.
Yeah.
Now
It's flat, but well, it's not flat, but it's not as tall.
I will say with those humps, in Batesville, we have had issues with people getting a wrench, taking the bolts out, and removing.
How
the
much did they cost a
humps and
piece?
stuff. I have no idea.
Well, then,
But,
I know
but
this.
laying asphalt in the same shape and to the same specs as that hump would probably be the most economical.
Yeah, I mean, a bump costs you, can cost you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now, I know that for a fact. I can get you a price that was paid in an adjoining county for some.
Yeah.
And, but now, I'm not gonna say that, you know, that might not be the thing to do, but
And tearing
like
up
what you
asphalt
said,
and building it to spec
asphalt can
would be an hour's worth of work.
Yeah, and you could, like I say, moderation is usually the best way. On most
It's a
anything.
good idea, Grant.
You know, not,
Yeah, it can be.
not that Mount
it can be
Everest
milled
and
up.
not nothing.
Milled up.
Yeah, it can just be milled down to the right height.
I
You ain't-
think
you still have a speed
that
bump.
you could,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Okay.
what you do.
I make a motion that's what we do.
That our department head be authorized to adjust the speed bumps.
To specs. To
speed humps.
To be
Because-
speed humps. All right.
And
there's
all
a-
new ones that are
Well,
installed.
speed humps, that would require
speed
laying more
humps.
Yeah, speed
asphalt, not
hump
just
instead
chiseling
of
it
bump.
All
down.
right, is
'Cause
there,
you're increasing
now
the surface
there's
area.
motion made, is there a proper second? Already in progress, so yes, okay. Is there discussion? All in favor say aye.
I had a discussion. I've had
ahead.
a request for speed bumps on Blunt Street.
Speed humps now.
Speed humps on Blunt Street.
All right, well, that, all right,
You had a
that's,
question?
that,
I did have a question about, requesting speed bumps for,
yes,
am I
ma'am.
allowed to do that?
Yeah, where would you like one?
So I work at the housing authority, and we've gotten several requests from residents for speed bumps, in Rolling Hills, just because the amount of traffic that goes through there.
We
I'm
I
sure that
brought,
that
I
area
brought that
is
up
authorized.
at the last
That's been
meeting. I did bring
authorized.
that up.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, we've been getting.
All right, so, okay, well, so we'll speed bump to speed humps, and that's, and we, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, that's passed. All right, next, local emergency order. Is there a motion that the order on the electrical system declaring it emergency and finding the facts justifying it still remain sufficient to qualify as a local emergency, that motion be adopted? Motion, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, next, we've got, they've got executive session here. And yes, we do need to do that. We have some personnel issues that must be addressed. And then we'll need to have a brief session after that. We have a motion. Is there a motion for a closed determination on the two items of personnel matters here? And there is a motion. And what hour is it, Vivian? Too late.
9:20.
9:20. Is there a second to the motion for the closed termination? 9:21. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Now, is there a motion that the board resolve itself into executive session for the purpose of acting on the listed items of personnel matters? There is a motion, and this motion is made at 9:22 or something. Appreciate y'all coming.
You may have heard of us, but you might not know Bank First is a community bank that has no-fee ATM access, interest, and perks earning checking accounts, with online and mobile banking, mortgages for every stage of life, and modern business banking for businesses, small and big. We keep it all together to put you first. Do you bank with us? You should.
The City of Water Valley Monthly Board Meeting, sponsored by Bank First of Water Valley.